In a world where only 4 humans are left, and the rest of humanity is wiped out. The 4 strongest survivors tried to prevent humanity's annihilation by traveling back to the past. But only one of them could go. What's there to think about it? Isn't it obvious that who will go? The strongest among us, Kong Hansu, who has the power to grow infinitely. This is the story of the life of the legendary powerhouse, who returned to save humanity from its doom. Will he be able to save everyone? One day God created a new world. This world was created solely for the entertainment purpose of the god. The god named this world as Abyss. The god soon began to flood its creation into this world. After which a never-ending struggle and war began. For their survival, people began killing each other and monsters. The more they fought, the more reward they received from the god. Gods were enjoying this damn moment to their heart's content. Then among the corpses of monsters, a person is barely able to get up. This menacing dragon crushes this person with its claws and he spills out a mouthful of blood. He curses this world and its monsters, while the dragon is charging up for the next attack. And soon he passes away. His life espers just vanished and this lady concludes that Death Squad just passed away and it is the last 4 of them left, the rest of humanity have been wiped out. The people of the final Death Squad are Ares, Keldian, Kongtae, and Kong Hansu, our protagonist. They are the only hope for the survival of humanity. They possess an highly valued orb, the Urkenial's time-space crystal. Through this only one person can return to the past. Tae says, isn't it pretty obvious that he should be the one who will go to past to correct things as he is the strongest one here? Keldian expected him to say something meaningful for once in his life, but he is just a total trash. Hey, stop joking around, we don't have much time left. The Valkyries we sent to the battle the Golden Dragon are already dead, it is not long before they get here. She then says that the only person who should go to past is you, Kong Hansu. He then recalls his past memories. He fought long, way too long, all those years. He fought over and over again. He is feeling hopeless as dying this way is fine too, I guess. Don't sound weak, Hansu, you are the only hope for the humanity. Don't give up on that. His friends also encourages him to cheer up a little bit. Keldian points out that he started 20 years later than them, and yet he still managed to gain same level of power as them in a shorter period of time. Had his abilities awakened 5 years earlier, then the present would have been totally different. Even this dude who always talk useless, talks something meaningful for the first time. He has very good skills and he is the right person for this job. But if don't want to go by any chance, then I am ready to go in your place. If that is possible, then I could get all the items that I couldn't get before. Haha, just kidding, you can take all the stuff that you could not get in this life, you are the one going anyway. Slowly Hansu stands up and goes towards the space-time crystal and he is about to leave. Then suddenly the ground above them rumbles, they found them. The Golden Dragon have come to get them. His friends encourages him to hurry up, they will hold off the dragon for him, he should go quick. They immediately start working on activating the crystal. He asks Ares and Tae to hold off the falling rebel. Ares dashes forward to the dragon. She taps her staff on the ground activating a boost spell and from her behind, Tae enters the battle and starts the killing the monsters. But he is pushed back when the Golden Dragon hits him with its claws. He is clearly struggling to hold off the dragon attack and our protagonist wants to go and help him out. But Keldian stops him saying that his main weapon is broken and he should leave this place ASAP. Before leaving, Ares advises him to not set people aside when he finds them annoying. The most important of all, he should take care of himself. With a faint smile, he replies that he will try. She says that he is the same as ever and leaves the rest to Keldian. Keldian also gives him a piece of advice before he leaves, that he should not kill needlessly, but should also not give mercy to those people who brought harm during the war. He should save only those who deserve to live. He also mentions name of a person whom he must kill absolutely. Now with a determination in his eyes, Keldian sets him off for the past. His book pages flips ferociously and the space crystals start moving. They all finally say goodbye to him. Our protagonist is then reincarnated. A woman is asking people where her child is, while another man is inquiring what even is this place. A green light emerges in front of them. Hansu smiles secretly remarking that it has worked and he has regressed to past. This time he won't fail. All the people are shocked and startled that what is this place that they are in. Some people start picking fight with others, while some child parents are missing. He thinks that since all of them appeared in this other world so they don't have an idea about it. Till this date, he remembers that the year he was born, hundreds of people went missing, and the number kept growing after that. Soon when he turned to 20 years, a gate opened and he also went missing due to an unknown power. The world in which he arrived was the Abyss and it grew larger by devouring other dimensions. The people who arrived first learned skills and gained some superpower. But this world was also filled with strange-looking monsters. In this world there were no rules and regulations, so violence was a part of daily ritual. When everyone arrived at the other world, a door to the abyss opened and from that world came terrifying and overpowered monsters. As of now, all of these events will happen 5 years in future, so he should get stronger by then. He is a bit sad that the skills and strength he gained from previous life didn't transfer to this life. Anyway, this was the time for God's assistant to welcome the newcomers. People point upward to a crack in the sky, they think that the sky is falling. But to their astonishment, a cute-looking dragon comes out of the crack. He clears his throat and welcomes them, announcing that he is the assistant fairy. He is there to introduce them to about this new world they entered. Hansu thinks that these fake bastards, in their proceeding they tell everyone to fight and beat each other up. While the demon fairy is making a speech, a guy interrupts him and demands to be sent home. With an angry face he replies that in this world there is infinite freedom for everyone, here are no law, order, morals or ethics, which means that they are free to do anything they want. Not just that, all the physical limitations that were weighing them down will disappear. It depends on what they do, they can infinitely grow stronger, just like what you used to see heroes in movies. Isn't that amazing, right? Here I will show you a quick demonstration. He then snaps his fingers and the person standing in front of him is immediately killed by an invisible force. For a moment he doesn't understand what just happened, but afterward he cries in agony. Other people are stunned to witness a cold-blooded murder in front of them. While the monster chuckles, he says that he doesn't like the people who are loud and talk a lot. Panic began to set in the crowd and everyone starts running. Again with a finger snap, he kills a bunch more people. Onlookers are horrified on countless murder. Hey, didn't I told you just now that I don't like people are loud? Phew, now that everything is quiet, isn't it quite pleasant? Now the thing you are looking at right now is called a rune. One can obtain by killing anything that's alive, whether they be humans or monsters. There are 8 types of crystals that look similar to this one and they appear randomly. If they work hard and grow, they can obtain better runes, and the one I am holding in my hands increases the strength. Okay, so who wants to take this? Then a hand raises in the air, it is no one other than Hansu. Demon Fairy likes this young man's enthusiastic attitude and hands him over the rune. Hansu thinks that it has been quite a while since he used one. Demon Fairy explains that scientifically his muscles have a lift weight of 117.1 kilograms, but after consuming this crystal it will go up to 122.3 kilograms. Demon Fairy is baffled at looking Hansu expressionless face. Hansu thinks this is all boring as he already knows it from his previous life. Fairy Demon continues saying that runes have different effects depending on their type. These abilities can't be explained by science. Should I show you the abilities one more time? Is there someone who wants to volunteer? Okay, I was just joking, no need to be so tensed. Anyway, it doesn't matter what rune or ability it increases, it will not be a bad thing. In order to become stronger, try to gather as many runes as possible, that is, if you want to survive in this hell. Everyone is silent for a moment. Then they immediately start attacking each other to gain runes of the deceased people killed by Demon Fairy. They all start fighting for the runes, some are happy to be able to snatch it from others while most other are disappointed. Fairy Demon says that since all of them are very excited to get free runes, so he is taking all of them back. Everyone is heartbroken on missing such a golden opportunity. Then he says that if they touch their right ear, a window will pop up, showcasing their stats. He further explains that normally human stats are at an average of 10 when they start. Kong Hansu looks at his status window and he sees that his strength has increased by 1. He thinks that he can gather more runes by hunting monsters. The Fairy Demon gives them a last reminder that they can acquire runes anywhere as long as they kill a living being, doesn't matter who that living being is. I know it's a rough start for you are all away from your home, so I have prepared a gift for you. When he will leave this place, a tutorial will begin, so good luck with that everyone, goodbye. Wait, what does he mean by tutorial? Everyone shifts their attention and are frightened to see a pack of bloodthirsty goblins approaching them. Everyone thinks, is this even a tutorial? The huge swarm of monsters is rapidly moving towards them. Now both the humans and monsters are in a standoff. A lady raises her hand to get everyone's attention. She suggests that they should not aggravate them and slowly move backwards. Everybody start moving backward except for Hansu, he just stands where he is. While backing off, a person bumps into another person and asks him, why isn't he moving back? He points that something is blocking their way, it is an invisible wall, they can't go past it. Some people start banging on the wall asking to be released. If that wasn't already bad enough, the walls start shrinking from both sides, making the already worse condition worse. At this rate they think they will die soon. Suddenly a man gets past the barrier. He is even confused that how come he got to other side of the wall. Seeing this, other people also start rushing towards wall. Another person crosses the wall and the number changes to 48. This means that only 50 people can escape this place. Everyone starts rushing for the exit like wild animals, pushing and fighting each other. While Hansu just stands there sighing on the pitiful sight. He thinks that if all the 100 people worked together, then they would have sustained less injuries and fewer casualties. When he first arrived here in previous life, 40 people died to goblins. Out of all the people who could not pass the wall, only 10 survived. But this time, it's going to be different. Then he pulls a dagger from his back and kills a goblin while saving this fellow person life. Another goblin charges at him from air, swings his bat towards Hansu. But he just casually catches his hand and slices the goblin throat. Other goblin, on looking this, changes their target to Hansu. Hansu, now with a determined look, thinks he will chop them piece by piece. After a long battle, he finally kills all the incoming goblins. He thinks that it's a bit uncomfortable for him as this is his body from 10 years ago. But all that pain was worth it. His dexterity skills has increased by 0.1. Dexterity increases the user speed and reaction time. A goblin plans to sneak attack Hansu from behind. He throws his dagger at him, but Hansu easily dodged it with the help of his increased dexterity skills. Then with a swift motion he throws his knife at the goblin head, thus killing him in one shot. Other goblin becomes aggravated and charges forward at Hansu. He didn't expect any less from goblins. They charge head-on when they smell delicious human blood. Then with a sonic speed he leaps forward and cuts all the 3 goblin in one attack. He then collects the rune that came out of their body. Everyone is shocked to see a daring young man fighting all alone. Now the human who were not able to get past the barrier are left with no choice but to fight for their life. They charge forward to attack the goblins, while Hansu on other hand is dealing with the monsters all alone. He thinks that there is no need to rush at the beginning, but this is also not the time to be idle. Considering this place is vast, so there will be an immeasurable amount of monsters. The people who come here for first time, they will be protected in the tutorial area for 3 months. Once the 3-month period ends, the tutorial area passes away, and they will have to face the people who have been here in this world for 2 to 3 years. No matter how unfair it is, he needs to grow stronger, even if it is just a little. He is grateful to return to past. Everyone is shocked to see a pile of dead goblins lying around Hansu. They can't even comprehend that how come he soloed so many goblins while they struggled to even fend off one. Demon Fairy comes back to check them and he is impressed by everyone's performance. He thinks that surely they must have worked hard to survive, and also a decent number of participants are left too. Now they know how to survive in this world. He removed the barrier and gives them best wishes to struggle like a loser. He is leaving as he has to play with other people's lives in other areas. People curses the Demon Fairy for putting them into this hell. Hansu checks on his stats and comparing them to his previous life considers them to be not that bad. On top of that he received a blade as a symbol of courtship from the Demon Fairy. He thinks about how should he proceed from here on. He needs to get stronger quickly. He thinks what his friends would have done if they were in his place. Now that he is thinking about it, he recalls a vivid memory from his previous life. His friend asks him had he heard of the hidden dungeons. These dungeons are hidden within the tutorial area. These dungeons are very hard, and even he wasn't able to clear them. In fact, nobody was able to clear them. He asks Hansu, so was he able to clear it up till the middle part and that's why he was able to get this strong. Imagine if he cleared the whole dungeon how much stronger he could have gotten. His friend says that if he ever returns to past then he should first try to clear the dungeon. If he is able to do that, then he could have gotten a lot stronger. One thing is for certain, the harder the difficulty of dungeon, the more reward one will receive when they succeed. Now to the present moment, Hansu has decided what he is going to do now. If he has a shot at clearing that dungeon then he has to do preparation beforehand. In the first stage of the tutorial, 100 people gathers and act together within a allotted area for 1 week at a time and continue this hunt for 3 months. Once first stage is completed, the second stage of the tutorial begins and on completion of second stage the safe zone will be released. Then they will be able to meet with the people who arrived previously. Currently there are 2 hidden items in the first stage of the tutorial and nobody has reached the end. So in order to reach the end of the dungeon, he must get stronger. But first of all, he needs to obtain the first hidden piece that is closest to him. Suddenly his piece is interrupted by some noise. A man is forcefully trying to take a young girl with him. Hansu thinks that it is about time that conflicts begin emerging within people. These nasty people with an evil malice asks her where is she going, don't they need to work together to survive? Hansu thinks that he doesn't have time to pay attention these little things. He needs to hurry as the hidden piece will disappear in a week. Suddenly someone calls out his name. Kang Hansu, you are Kang Hansu? Right? Great, when I am in a hurry they interrupt me. He asks him how come they know him. This other person reminds him that doesn't he have single brain cell, they were all together just before arriving in this world. Then he remembers that they are his college classmates. In their real life they all died on a trip, so he had forgotten them. This beautiful young lady snaps away the pervert hands. With a delicate figure she approaches towards Hansu. Hansu thinks that her beauty will definitely invite some trouble from other people. She apologizes to him for involving him into her matter and asks him how he have been doing. This pervert is clearly annoyed at someone taking his girl away from him. He thinks about teaching him a lesson. But stops in mid-track. He recognizes him as the person who took care of the goblin solo. He thinks that since now he is weak after fighting those goblins and they have advantage in numbers, they should take him down. He calls them, saying they should listen to elders. Now come here you little boy while I am talking nicely to you. Hansu sighs. He thinks that there are always some people like him who get overexcited over their first fight. As Sun Tzu said, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Hansu also makes the similar comment, asking isn't he getting the point here. This pervert then snaps Hansu's hands away from him, calling him a bastard. Hansu then pulls out his dagger. Whoa, calm down young man, we are not bad people. Their boss makes an entry. He asks them why don't they join them, don't they think it reasonable to act together. Hansu thinks this guy has perfectly adjusted to this place. He is like a running wild animal and in the future he will become a problem. Should he take care of him now? But remembers Chaldean words, that there is no reason to kill needlessly unless the person bring harm during the Great War. He also remembers Erie's word, to not push away people much and take care of himself. He thinks that there is no reason to take care of these guys right now, when left alone they will automatically self-destruct. With that he takes his leave. The pervert man asks his boss isn't he going to kill that bastard. To which he replies, that little punk isn't important. What's important right now is to set order and show our dominance in this place. He likes this place as in here the strong rules, this is a very good opportunity and we should not miss it. After which he too takes his leave from the scene. His friend says what is wrong with that guy, he looked way more scarier than goblins. He thought Hansu was a strange guy to begin with but he didn't know that he was like that from start. He didn't have any parents and always sat dazed in the corner. He then asks, why did he acted like he didn't know them? Hansu while thinking for a while replies that it is a memory loss. His friends are in utter disbelief, while Mihi laughs on hearing this. Hansu pities her, she would have lived a comfortable life, but here beauty is a double-edged sword. If utilized well, it could become a powerful weapon, he thinks that they will do alright. The scene then shifts and Hansu's group is walking along a desolate road. They have been walking for such a long time and they don't even know where they are headed, do they even have a destination? Mihi also asks Hansu where they are going. To which he replies that they will know once they reach there. He thinks that they have finally reached the destination. It is a subway station where the hidden piece is located. The station's name is Gangnam Station. Mihi asks Hansu, of all the places why did we come here? Hansu thinks that he can't be bothered to explain every little things, hadn't it been for Erie's scolding, he would be going around just alone. He thinks that he has no choice but to answer her question. He says that he has a hunch, he explains that in return for losing his memory, he has gained a superpower. Everyone is shocked to hear the term superpowers. Hansu thinks that this is the most reasonable thing he could have said, as fairies exist here so superpowers can also coexist. A group member asks, do we have to follow him down the subway? Hansu replies that it is up to them whether they want to follow him or not. He is not gonna force them anyway. He then proceeds to enter the subway. Others not knowing what to do willingly follows Hansu into the subway. His friend asks him this place is giving him creeps, is he sure that they are heading to a safe place? Sure not, they will be soon meeting some friends who dwell in this place. His friend thinks that who the hell could live in such a place, he asks him is it someone whom he has some contact with. Suddenly Hansu comes to a halt, he asks them to hold up. Then he gets his dagger out. Everyone is frightened, is he going to kill them all here? Is that why he brought all of them here? He then asks Taesung to dodge his attack. Taesung frightened like a little baby thinks that is this bastard going to kill him. But then he slices right in front of Taesung onto a green worm and kills it in one blow. He explains that this dungeon is modeled after the Gangnam Station. These green worms wriggle out of the floor when they sense some vibration coming from the ground. Since they hate sunlight, so they normally don't come out of the ground and if they get bit by it, their flesh will be easily torn off. After getting bit, they will faint and die even before they can do anything about it. All of them are terrified that these creatures will just kill them in a bite. Hansu then demonstrates an easy way to deal with these creatures. Now within few minutes all of them are able to kill the green worms. Hansu thinks that these 4 guys are useful. But this guy hasn't been able to kill a single one of the green worms. He then walks towards him, says that, if he is not confident enough then he should stand on top of unbroken marble slabs. The moment a worm comes out, he will be able to easily spot it and kill it. All he needs to be careful of is that they don't bite his hands. The rest of the member are getting the hang of it. They compare killing these monsters to the game of whack-a-mole. This headphone guy is completely demoralized. He then tries to muster up courage to kill a worm. But when one shows up, he wets his pants like a 2-year-old baby. But Hansu just comes in time and slices the monster into pieces, thus saving this headphone guy life. Hansu thinks that such type of people will only end up becoming a burden for them. Sung comes forward and inquires about how does he already know what's going to happen ahead of time. Can't he tell his secret? My secret? I told you that already. I have superpowers. Everyone is dumbfounded about the answer. Instead of asking question they should better focus on hunting. After hunting for a while, they clear up the place. Hansu asks them why aren't they picking up the runes. Mihi replies that they thought it would be a good idea if he takes all the runes and in return protect them, just like a person carrying the rest of group. She thinks that they will not get stronger just by collecting runes. So the better thing to do will be to give all the runes to him and in return he protect them? Right? Wrong, you take whatever you hunt. If they want to come with him, then they should at least follow this basic rule. He remembers that people who wandered the abyss for decades made these basic rules for the sake of coexistence. They take what they hunt and in case of group hunts, things are distributed based on the person contribution and priority. In a life-threatening crisis, relationship based on goodwill are the ones that are more likely to fall apart. They don't realize this now, but they will soon come to see the truth themselves. He explains that in this world, the only thing they should trust the most are their own abilities. If they are useless, then they are bound to be dumped and that's a rule they must follow. Getting hit by hard reality on face, Mihi joins Hansu and soon others follow her. Hansu thinks that soon they will get so used to this, that there will be no need to tell them. They will be fighting like mad dogs over the possessions of runes. While collecting runes, Sung found a strange-looking rune. He can feel the difference between the normal ones and this one. He thinks that if he consumes this then he will be able to gain superpowers. Hansu ponders that he can't ask Sung to give him the rune as he would be going back on his word. Sung asks he found the rune so he can keep it, and he won't go back on his word later, right? Hansu gives a slight nod. Arcroll Troll Tribe rune is a decent rune for early in the game. It brings defense and regeneration power, both of which are necessary for survival, so it's quite popular. It grants user a passive skill, however it also increases one's appetite. But food is not a problem as it can be stolen from others after becoming stronger. The strength and proficiency of skills are determined by its rank. Smart people with plenty of magic usually have around a few 100 of them. Keldian was able to acquire 1,000 skills. However, I was different from others. Then we see in his previous life, Hansu is trying to absorb the runes but fails. The allowed count of skills that one can have is capped to 7. If they had known this before, they could have learnt a stronger skill. Being restricted to 7 skills was a fatal flaw. However, his skills could grow endlessly as compared to others. His skill of fast regeneration was able to rival his friend's immortal arts. Due to his unique trait of endless skill growth, he was nicknamed 7 Stars. This trait allowed to him to catch up to fellow friends despite falling behind whole 20 years. This was the reason they chose me to return to past. So that's why in this life, he must not make a mistake selecting the 7 skills to learn. If everything goes according to plan then it will be a smooth ride before they leave the tutorial zone. Sung now with a happy grin on his face, absorbs the rune and gains the skill of physical resistance, currently at proficiency of 1%. On top of that, his other skills has increased as well. Even if that moron had asked him to give the rune, he would have never given it. Just a little more and he will catch up to Hansu in no time. Hansu calls out to them that it is time to head forward. With a smug face, Sung places his hand around Hansu, and says that it is going to be dangerous now, so they all should get together. While saying this, he smiles with malicious intent towards Mihi. Hansu thinks that, does this Sung guy think him as a rival? He snaps Sung's arm away his shoulder, he will deal with him when the time comes. They all are heading down the subway. Mihi asks why they are going down, to which Hansu replies that they are simply going to ride the subway. She asks, are trains even operating here? He replies that she will see that soon. Hansu is reminded of a moment of his previous life. He and his friend were chatting about dungeons while having a drink. A person then comes and says that the dungeons they are talking about don't even come close to that dungeon. Since he was showcasing his non-existent knowledge, so I will tell you guys the fastest way to become strong. All they need to do is get their hands on one important thing in the tutorial zone, and it's down in the subway. The stations are located and structured differently, but it's the same everywhere until the 3rd floor. If they go through the portal in the middle of the stairs and go all the way down, then they can find a subway that hasn't left yet. If they can get on that train, then they are done, but the only problem is that it's hard to get there, as that subway leaves after a day. This is the hidden piece that he needs to get today at all costs. A long portal stands in their way. Mihi exclaims that of all the times she has been to Gangnam Station, she has never seen such a strange portal. She worriedly asks if he is going in there. They don't even know what lurks behind that entrance. He says that he is going with his instincts and anyone who wants to go back is free to leave anytime. Sung says that he will be the first one to go. Now, Mihi also wants to go through that portal. Hansu thinks that she has probably gotten a good feel of the situation. Someone as gorgeous as her is at even a greater risk than others. So she will have to grow stronger to protect herself, even if that means getting a cut in the face. The other 2 members say that they will stay here and continue hunting the worms. While this headphone guy, despite being weak, also wants to go in. Sung makes fun of him, that he was like a scared mouse earlier, now he all talks mighty. Headphone guy replies that it is his choice, not of him. Sung becomes angry, cursing him that how did he question him, he sure talks a lot when someone is giving him a free ride. Hansu just says to stop the pointless arguments. They don't have time for all of this, they can do whatever they want, but he is taking his leave. Soon other 2 follow him. Sung is angry that how come those bastards insult him in front of his girl, Mihi. Hansu thinks that there are over 1,000 types of mobs in the tutorial zone and the terrain varies too. So there is bound to be some common factors. As he was thinking about it, they come across a rundown convenience store. All of them are now in the convenience store looking through various items. Hansu remembers that the person who gave him this location told him, there is always a convenience store on the 2nd floor of the subway. Everyone is engaged in looking through various items of the store. He thinks that this is more like of a supermarket and has all the things one needs. Then he picks up a frying pan and places it on the stove. Mihi asks him what is he up to which he replies that he is going to cook some green worm's blood. Now that she remembers, she saw him doing something back then while they were hunting. He was busy stuffing the killed green worms. Thinks that goblin skin becomes highly poisonous when it comes in contact with green blood. Since goblins evolved to survive against the green worms, and their venom is extremely potent, so it will make a high-quality poison. Sung comes like a 5-year-old child asking for some food that he was cooking. Hansu says that it is poison. What the hell? If it's poison, he should first tell that to people. Hey, aren't you the one who came after smelling it? Mihi asks him that they never thought of cooking it, then how did he know about it? You all know, it is my superpower, my brain is filled up with knowledge. Sung is agitated that he always evades that question. In reality, Hansu thinks that his brain would have exploded from memorizing all of the ingredients. Even if he returned to past without knowledge, then everything will be useless. What matters is the amount of information one can remember, and reinforcing them is very important as well. In his previous life, Keldian is teaching them something important. Also, they should be careful not to share this information with anyone. Future knowledge will only fasten the decay of the abyss. So they should only unravel this knowledge as planned when they really need it. Without exact ratio and boiling time, this poison would be useless. Once it is done, he then pours it into a bottle and spreads it onto his sword. He asks him can they also use it. They cheer up when he replies that sure, why not, but in return they will have to give him half of the strength or stamina rune they collect by killing the monsters. Sung says that he is charging way too much for a one-time use only. Hansu replies that if he wished then he could give it to them for free. But in the long run, that's not a great idea. He thinks that in this world one-sided relationships tend to fall apart easily. Mihi volunteers first, she will pay him back later. Hansu hands her over the poisonous bottle, advising her to be cautious while pouring it. If it gets on her hand then it will be painful. Sung can't come up with idea to snatch that bottle from him. So he has to give in to demands of Hansu. He will also pay him later, and headphone guy also chimes in. They then take turn putting the poison on their sword. He then picks up his backpack and is prepared for the journey ahead. His friends are also ready, but then Hansu just stares at them. He says that do they plan to become other people bait with that big backpack? Unless they want to live their life fighting, they should leave them here. Besides, if they sweep up everything like that, other people will chase them down with their lives on the lines. So it is better to leave some stuff behind. He first thought of him as a quiet person, but she now sees him more than a great fighter. She thinks can't she also get a superpower like that? She has to survive here for the rest of her life. She doesn't want to die at any cost. For that she has to become stronger, and if there is Hansu then she doesn't need to fear about anything. Sung is frustrated with some plot developing between Hansu and Mihi. He doesn't like this one bit. In frustration he tosses his bag to the headphone guy. Then he goes on to call Hansu in a hatred tone. The superpower he mentioned earlier, is there a way for them to get it? He replies that there could be a chance. First they cheer up and again asks him. When he reassures them, their face brighten up like a blossoming flower. Hansu thinks that among the people who came to this world, several people developed special powers that they didn't have in reality. So if someone's not of any use to you, the simple thing to do was to get rid of them. Sung asks him that why is he being rude, is it because of he got angry at him at the start? Hansu remarks that this is something that he is not used to as he usually doesn't talk much. In his past life he fought countless species of the abyss creatures that kept increasing with time, and slowly the hope of survival dwindled and the despair dulled everything. Sung thinks what happened to him all of the sudden acting all that alone, did he hit his head or something? If it hadn't been for his damn superpower then he would not have been his underling. He thinks that he only needs to wait till he gets stronger, and after getting rid of this Hansu, he will do all the things he want with Mihi. His lewd thoughts are interrupted by Hansu's sudden gesture to halt. He then inspects the sticky substance on the ground. Judging from the type of slime, it doesn't belong to a sword snail. Neither does it have a distinctive sour odor nor this could be of slashed-up zombie. So that leaves only one possibility. This is of the creature land mermaid. And mermaid are not the quickest creatures but if someone gets hit by their paralyzing venom, then it might sever their limbs. But our protagonist have a plan for this. Sung says to stop acting like you know it all. Hansu ignoring Sung, asks them to follow him, he will show them something interesting. Interesting? What could he be talking about? Since they don't have gasoline here, so this makeshift Molotov will do just the right work. Mihi asks aren't these the firebombs from convenience store earlier? Sung says that this superpower is quite convenient for him. Doesn't he prefer this place to the original world? He can do whatever he wants. If he had a power like that then he will be able to do anything he wishes for. He asks what's wrong with him looking at him like that. Hansu's brain is clashing inside whether to keep this guy alive or drop him dead. He sighs and then proceeds to explain his plan. When one person throws the firebomb, the other three will come forward and attack. The one at the front line will have priority to receive the runes. Sung beaming with confidence says that he will take the lead, someone competent should take frontline, just like me. Hansu asks who will throw the firebomb then. Both Mihi and headphone guy raises their hand, he asks them to come to an agreement, who's going to throw it? He thinks arguing with Mihi is kinda hard as she is so cute. Okay fine, both of you can take turns throwing it. Then start walking, this headphone guy thinks that how far will they keep going? He can't even back out at this point. He came here because he didn't want to be left behind, but are rest of them really okay with this? Hansu says to be alert, the land mermaids are coming towards us. Mihi, quickly throw a bottle towards the source of the noise. She thinks this is the moment, she can't mess up. Now with a bit of determination she throws the bottle at the mermaid and the mermaid burns in agony. Mihi exclaims that she got one. Hansu says okay good, now the rest of us will start attacking the mermaid, be careful don't let the venom hit you. Hansu immediately dashes forward and kills off a mermaid in one swing. Sung thinks this bastard is taking all the runes for himself. He can't lose to a guy like him. He is busy in his thoughts a mermaid latches onto him. He is caught off guard, he swings his dagger but misses it, but the poison takes the effects on the mermaid and kills it. He exclaims that this poison works quite well. Hansu remarks that poison he gave them is worth the runes. Sung thinks with this he can catch up to him in no time. Even I too think that this guy needs a reality check, he is too obsessed with getting his ass kicked. Anyway onto the story, Mihi and headphone guy are throwing Molotovs while Hansu and Sung are dealing with monsters at the close quarter range. Just as expected in a fight against a flammable creature, bringing firebombs was an excellent choice. Even though this blade has gotten dull but the poison is doing a great job of killing these creatures. In the middle of fight, Sung gets greedy on looking runes, he thinks that, yes, all these runes are mine, they all belong to me. Unaware of his surrounding a mermaid spits out poisonous venom and it hits him in the leg. Instead of worrying about his leg safety, he thinks that everyone is looking at him, this is so humiliating. He gets cornered by the mermaids and there is not one or two of them but a dozen of them. Panicked and frightened he begs someone to help him. He on seeing this prepares to throw a firebomb, but she has run out of it. So she asks the headphone guy to switch with her in place. This guy is clearly having a hard time lighting up a Molotov and once he is about to light it up, a mermaid creeps up to him from the floor. Completely freaked out, he tosses the unburnt Molotov in the wrong direction. Sung now becoming more frustrated curses him, that he is a useless dumbass. The headphone guy was about to be attacked but is saved by Hansu in the nick of the time. He explains to them to calm down and follow the plan. If they just do that, there won't be any problems. Okay, it's time to take a break and collect the runes. Sung thinks that he almost died there, thanks to his skill that he has already healed. Hansu points out that if he improves his stamina and rest for a while, then he will recover faster. Now come and take your runes. He is bewildered to see that he is getting much less runes. This guy is scamming him. He then notices the headphone guy. With a devil's face, he thinks that he could take his runes as well. He calls out to him while he is picking up the runes. Sung then suddenly grabs his throat and lifts him, looking at him as if he will devour him right now. Sung is almost about to kill him. He says that because of him, he could have died. Can't he throw a damn Molotov correctly? Mihi interrupts them from fighting further. She scolds him to let go of Sangjin quickly. At this rate he is going to die. Sung just throws him off the ground. He then approaches him and lifts him by his head. He remarks that not long ago he was crawling with his head down. Now it seems like he has forgotten his place. He should just follow others for the rest of his life like his dad used to do, and, as for these runes, I will be taking them for myself. But then he is interrupted by Hansu. He comments that this is not his share. Sung proclaims that is he really gonna give those precious runes to this damn bum? Giving to him is same as throwing in them in the dustbin. Even if we give him, what will he do with that? They should share the runes between themselves, and even they don't need the other people anyway. Hansu replies no matter what, the distribution must be fair. He's not the one who should mess with someone else's livelihood in first place. Frustrated, he walks away from the scene muttering that he will regret it later. He gives the headphone guy some life advice to watch over his shares by himself. He will not be there always. Mihi approaches Hansu, asking is he annoyed because of them? With the current situation that we are in, seeing infights must be frustrating for him. Hansu replies that it is alright with him, he is not gonna complain about something that they are bad at. He further asks him if he is going to move around with them till the end. He acts like if he would leave them at any moment. He just says that it is up to them to follow him or not. So far they all are doing pretty well, so they don't have to worry about it. While walking through corpses he examines that mostly strength and stamina runes have dropped. It's not a bad thing as both strength and stamina are important right now. He thinks that these are the stats that he was eager to reach quick from the start. Just one more stamina rune, and he will achieve his objective. As he consumes the rune, Demon Fairy makes his appearance saying that the sum of his strength and stamina have exceeded 50. A system window pops up showcasing the completion of an achievement. The Demon Fairy congratulates Hansu on being the first traveler. Everyone else other than Hansu is confused to see Demon Fairy appearing here all of a sudden, while Hansu thinks that he has done it. Demon Fairy recognizes Hansu as the one who raised his hand to get the crystal for the first time. He was wondering who could have completed the quest so fast. In the end his intuition wasn't wrong. Demon Fairy loves these type of people, they are always willing to work hard. Mihi approaches the Demon Fairy who is sitting on top of Hansu's head. She asks him isn't it unfair that they had different physical stats to begin with. Demon Fairy ignoring her question says that she doesn't have to be afraid because we don't kill because we don't like humans, but sometimes exception can be made. How about I kill you now? Demon Fairy on looking Mihi tense face is quite pleased. Scaring the shit out of people is never boring. Okay, I will answer your question. You say this is unfair, but can't she see that she is more attractive and quite a beauty than others? Anyway, let's just stop talking about the useless things. It's time to reward you for your hard work. The reward for surpassing a certain number for a combination of stats is that user gets an option to choose one rune out of 3 runes. Now what type of rune does he want? A dexterity one or a sense one or perhaps a healing rune? It can heal a hole in one's stomach and it can even heal most poisons. It's same as having an extra life. Hansu thinks that it is useless if a person limb gets torn off though. On hearing healing rune everyone's eyes lit up. This means that if things go wrong then he might be able to use it at least once for them. But Hansu like an absolute Chad asks the Demon Fairy if he has a rune that is immune to magic. Of course, here it is, everyone is disappointed that Hansu is not taking the healing rune. Hansu thinks that healing rune are nice but magic and physical rune are hard to get in the tutorial area. Increasing one's stamina only affects the speed of activity and recovery. However, the physical and magic resistance are more of fundamental defense or immunity. He thinks that he can make up for the physical attacks to some extent with some experience. But magic attacks are different, this would prevent an immediate death. Now that he has chosen the magic rune, he should better get going and wishes them good luck on their journey. Then head to 3rd floor of the station. All of them are engaged in fighting the mermaids. Mihi thinks that now it is a lot easier to kill these monsters than before. She finds Hansu doing something. Could it be that he is making poison again? She thinks his speed looks the same as earlier. So she asks him that he has got so many runes, then why hasn't his speed increased? Hansu thinks that she has quite a sharp eye. He points out to his hand, it's because of this. One can collect rune like this, all they have to do is put their hands out while thinking about collecting them and they will be stored within you. She asks how did he know about that. He replies that it is because of his superpower. She then tries to absorb one into her body. But Hansu just says that there is no point in copying him. They should not do this because first of all, it slows down the hunt, second is that if he dies then the runes he collected will be meaningless. Runes collected this way will drop when he dies. Headphone guy asks him then what is the point of collecting them. He replies that he will trade with them later. Even though it's hard for it to happen right now, but once some rules are established, they can be used as a substitute for money in the tutorial zone. He tells them that they can't do this. So they should better pick them one by one. Sung says that just because they listen to him, is that why he looks down on them? Why can't they do what he can do? Hansu thinks that these guys don't understand where they stand. Anyway, since they are in for a long journey. So he calls out for everyone's attention. Whether they follow him or collect runes, it's up to them. But right now they must listen to him. Saying this he drops his sword and asks them to hand over their weapons to him. Sung says is he out of his damn mind, are you a robber or what? You already have your weapon, so why are you asking us to hand over our weapons? The blade has become blunt, so I can't use it in a fight. Plus I will need some extra blades as well. Now do you get the point? You are talking nonsense, have you gone nuts? If you take our weapons, what are we gonna fight with? Bare hands? Do you want to make us feel like a baby sucking his thumb? Headphone guy is willing to give his weapon, but is cut mid-sentence by Sung, don't speak a word. You dumbass. Fine then, since you are not giving me weapon, so you should volunteer to fight the monster down there. You think, I would be scared of a monster, huh? Just as he expected, he got a negative response, after all he doesn't know what's down there. I should be strict here. Okay, I will give you guys two options. First, I am out of the group and you can go on your own. Second, you guys stay out of this, and let me deal with this alone. It's your choice, so make a decision quickly. Headphone guy responds that he will stay out of this. Mihi also says the same, if he is putting things that way, then it must be dangerous. Yeah, you are right Mihi, that's why we all should stay together and help each other when we are in danger. He wants to leave us behind and take all the loot for himself, we can't let him do that, right? Sung thinks that he doesn't care about the headphone guy, but if my crush, Mihi is out, then it will be a pain for me. While they are discussing, Hansu is thinking about his friend, Keldian. He would be probably wandering around in the indigo or purple zone. I need to get there as soon as possible. Enough arguments, you can think about it downstairs, when you encounter that creature. I thought that you guys won't be able to fight, so I was keeping you out of this. Haha, finally we are getting somewhere, you should have said that earlier. Considering the fact that he was trying to go alone, that means he must know there would be something down there. Only a fool would pass up on this opportunity. They enter the chamber downstairs and the very next moment, all three of them are sprinting out of it. Didn't I told you Sung, it would be something dangerous. The moment they entered the chamber, they all were left dazed for a moment. There was such a strong monster from another dimension. I can't believe that bastard is going to fight him alone. Now both Hansu and the giant snake are in a standoff. When Snake is getting ready to attack, Hansu drops his bag. Already knowing the attack, he quickly hides behind a pillar. After which the snake blasts out a red beam of energy from its mouth. The beam is so powerful that it destroys the pillar behind which Hansu was hiding. I expected this, thanks to my magic resistance, I was able to bear the attack. This snake has powerful shock-wave magic attacks. Not only his attacks are powerful, his scales are super strong as well, no ordinary sword can slice through it. This is definitely not an easy opponent, I must not be careless. However, I know his weakness very well. After which Hansu leaves his hiding place and proceeds to attack the snake. He remarks that even though its scales are very strong, but the area between the scales are bound to be weak. Once he thrusted the knife onto the snake weakness, it cries in agony. Leaving his knife on the snake scales, Hansu steps back. Now becoming agitated, fires another beam of shock wave, which Hansu manages to evade in time. The next attack lands directly on him. Because of increased magic resistance, he is able to withstand the attack. Before he even got the time to recover, the snake smashes him with his tail and he hits the wall super hard. He thinks he would be dead if he didn't stab the snake with poison on the knife. It has slowly began to take the effect. Even though it is highly resistant to physical attacks, but he is still vulnerable to poison. Now he is left with only 5 blades, so he must use them wisely. Now how about we have a little fun, right? Mihi abruptly stops while running, even though they are quite far, but they can still hear the screams echoing all the way here. Hansu is all alone, will he be okay? Hey Mihi, why aren't you coming? We don't have any daggers, so we need to restock them at the convenience store. A bit puzzled in her decision, she finally decides that she has to see Hansu. She is worried for his safety. Sung tries to stop her, but she didn't listen to him. All these damn pieces of shit. They don't even listen to me ever since I got here. Screw it, we have to go back, we can't leave her behind in this dangerous place. After which all three of them start going back. Hansu. Hansu, are you okay? Oh my gosh. She sees Hansu barely hanging there, he is in a life or death situation. Hansu thinks he stalled for too long, he should have ended this sooner. After which he hardens his grip on the knife and plunges into the snake mouth. Not able to bear the pain, he lets go of Hansu, and he lands perfectly on the ground. This is good enough, I have managed to stab him 3 times. Even though it chewed my arm pretty badly, but I don't have to worry much about it, my stamina will soon heal it. In later stages, these creatures exhibit enhanced resistance and healing abilities due to their evolved characteristics. Soon these poison will become ineffective. However, using poison at the early stages is quite an effective method. I wouldn't have come this far without paralyzing poison. Hansu stands like an absolute Chad after defeating the snake alone. Mihi rushes forward, asking is he alright? You guys are still here, didn't I told you to leave? I came because I was worried, is your arm okay Hansu? It's just a scratch and it has already started to heal, so don't worry about it. I can't believe he fought the monster all alone, I knew that he was strong, but how could there be such a huge difference between him and me? How would I be able to catch up to him? Hansu then goes to get the rune. He thinks that since the monster was quite strong so the reward is quite good, but it would be only useful if he had the magic rune. I can't use this right now since I need magic to activate it. Hey Hansu, are you planning on using it? Considering the size of the monster, the reward must be quite amazing, I am a bit jealous. No, I won't use it. Considering the fact, I can only have 7 skills, it would not be beneficial. Headphone guy asks him can I use it then? You are worthless, you will not be able to use this properly. Don't think twice Hansu and just give it to me, I am more capable than him. That's not fair, you already have one. Shut up you moron, you should better know your place. Headphone guy replies that if he had a super strong ability, then he could do way better than him. What did you say bastard? Do you want me to break your neck? Mihi tries her best to calm down the situation. What nonsense are you two creating here? I never said that I would give to you for free. I will give you a 5% discount, if you buy it now. Let's see who makes the first deal. Sung asks can he pay in installments. Yes he can, if he gives a guarantee for it. So have you all finally decided? Yes, I am going to be the one who will take it. After which she takes the rune from both Headphone Guy and Sung. Hansu is impressed by her, that she was able to store the rune in her hand. Here you go Hansu, I am giving you a agility rune, 3 sense runes, along with 7 runes of stamina and strength each. Since I agreed to give a 5% discount, so I will only take 6 strength runes. You are very generous Hansu. In return he gives her advice, she shouldn't get into the habit of getting free stuff in a place like this, otherwise she will die in no time. You should understand, there is no deal without a price. Now let's move forward. Since there was a scaled snake, so there must be some Zooterium nearby. While fighting the giant snake, I saw them close. He then breaks a crystal and goes on to doing something. Both Headphone Guy and Mihi thinks that he must be using his superpower. Is he making something sharp? It appears metallic but feels soft. Hansu then stands and moves back to the giant snake to get his knife. They both think what could he be possible making this time. While Sung asks what they are doing, Hansu then chops the organs of the snake like a butcher and takes out his trusty boiling pan. Sung asks what is he up to, does he plan to make poison again? No, it's different this time. The scales of the snake's skin are quite strong, so a good weapon can be crafted from it. He read about this in the book, that by using snake scales, a needle-like weapon can be made. Though the needle has a limited area of effect, making it challenging to inflict a secondary damage. However, if you can pinpoint the opponent's weakness accurately, and you are confident in your ability to hit that weakness, then this needles is the best choice. The tip is a bit blunt, since I crafted it by hand, but it should get the work done. Considering the time alchemist takes to refine a weapon, this weapon is worth the effort. I would need this weapon to break through the defense of the monster who is protecting the second hidden piece. He then wraps leather around the end of the weapon which will serve as handle. Perfect, this weapon seems useful now. Sung is just standing there watching him build the weapon. When he sees the weapon, he asks can he buy that? I will give you all of my runes, just to buy that. Considering the amount of work he put in to make it, this is surely nothing compared to his current weapon. Hansu replies that it's a tricky weapon to use. I can sell it you, but you see I have run out of materials to make another one. Oh, I see, so he used all of it for himself, such a selfish bastard. There will surely be better stuff up ahead, so I must endure it. Looks like we have reached the final destination. There is electricity and the subway's clean. On top of that, seeing how quiet Hansu is right now. So they might very soon reach the treasure room. All of them start boarding the train. Hansu asks them, why are they boarding the train? This is for one person only, so get out. Hey, didn't you hear me? This is for one person, so just get off it. He then comfortably sits in the train. Headphone Guys points out that he could be wrong and the train is too spacious for only one person. Hey, what rule says you are the only one who could go? It's not fair, we fought alongside you, so we must reap the rewards together. You are only able to come this far from our help. Ha, help you say. These fools, they don't understand that I carried them all here. Yeah, of course there is no rule that says I have to go first, and because there are no rules in this world. So they can either get off the train or settle the score with him here. Go ahead and discuss this later with a lawyer, that Hansu threatened to kill us. Choose any of the two options, it's your choice. The train then departs the station, leaving behind the three losers. Sung is agitated with Hansu behavior, all he does is some crazy shit. Back to what really happened. Sung is thinking if all three of them attack Hansu, then they might stand a chance. If they win, they will get all of his weapons and runes. Even if they lose, then they can beg on his feet to spare their life. He wouldn't kill them? It might be worth the risk. But those eyes freaked me out. If I even made the slightest move, he would not have hesitated to kill me on the spot. I know he is capable of more than that. Mihi thinks that they might have pushed him too much. We owe him for getting us this far. We shouldn't have provoked him like that. Okay, let's move on, we need to keep going. These idiots, they don't understand that what matters here is strength, so they must do anything to gain power. What's wrong there in wanting to achieve more power? While traveling in the train, Hansu summarizes the information he has gathered so far. First, the subway will make stops at 20 stations along the journey. Second, the artifact found in each station is random. Third, once a station is passed, I can't go back to it. This structure causes mental conflict. Even if I get to the end, there will be no guarantee of a positive outcome. I am already at 12th station and so far I have managed to collect 8 weapons. Since these weapons are found in a hidden place, so all of them are of high quality. The other artifact reveals the monster's weakness, but it is not much useful for me as I already know the weakness of all the monsters. Hopefully at this station, I could get something better than a weapon, such as mobility boost. With that, I would be able to move freely in the battle. Suddenly he is shocked to find a certain item that he least expected to be here. It's Maniac's Cloud Smoke. When you put one of these bad boys in your mouth, your stats starts rising, and as you smoke the stats keep increasing. If you finish it and inhale the smoke, all the stats increases temporarily for 10 minutes. Yes, this is it, I can finally get back to smoking like the old times, these cigarettes. It has been quite a while since I last smoked. Every time I smoke, Iris scolded me, pointing out that I looked like an old man. He imagines those words of Iris. She always used to say, that cigarettes doesn't suit me, he will only end up ruining his handsome face. Don't worry Iris, this time will be different. I won't smoke day and night. After traveling around the world in the train, he finally reaches back to the Gangnam station. It seems like all of them have left this place. There's still 4 days until the next hidden piece appears. For the next 2 days, I have 2 options. I can either focus on hunting and collecting runes or attempt the remaining missions. No need to think about it, I will do some mission. I have already completed some and the rewards were good, I will do the missions which will give good prizes first. Among the remaining missions, one of them gives a promising reward, a Stone of a Sage. It boosts all the stats by 10 and heals potentially fatal wounds. The reward is impressive and such artifacts are rare not only in the tutorial, but also in the red zone after this. As far as I remember, there was a girl who cleared this crazy mission. As a member of Death Squad, she was dragged into the abyss while volunteering in prison. Her most trusted people were there as well, but as soon as the tutorial started, they all betrayed her and the rage awakened her powers. Over a span of 7 days, she tore apart and killed everyone there, she even took their hearts out. After that she attempted to commit suicide. I will have to skip this one, it conflicts with my goal of saving as many people as possible. It should be night by now, so a mission at this time with less restriction. Oh yeah, right there is one. The selfish rich man's food bag. I will be doing this one first. I also need to ensure that I have enough stamina as I will be securing it under the moonlight. I should have some dinner first. When Hansu entered the convenience store he found everything empty. Those rascals, they took everything from here. The moon will rise soon and I have to complete my mission, yet they dare to pull a stunt like this? In that case I will have to give them some life advice now, it's going to be fun. Outside the subway, they are carrying away the food boxes. The girl from Hansu group thinks that this is not fair, they are stealing all of it. We were in such a hurry to run away from them, that she could not even keep anything for herself. Mihi says that we may be strong. Headphone guy continues that there are too many of them. Even with higher stats, we will be at disadvantage if they team up on us. Hansu is not back yet, so let's not rush. Whoa, I have never seen him talk so much. Mihi thinks that how were they able to figure out the store location in such a short period of time. The pervert gets a glimpse of the Hansu group and he waves at them. Sung says that they are to provoke us by showing off that they are taking all of the juicy stuff. There is no need to respond to that, let's go now. We should able to find as many supplies somewhere else. That bastard waved at me, what does he think about of himself? I must teach him a lesson or two. Hey, you guys need food, don't you? There is a subway I know about. Don't you want to take it before someone else takes it all? Come with me, I will show you the way. You, why should we trust you? It looks like you are trying to set us up with that Hansu guy. You fool, don't you get the situation you are in? Follow me like a dog. What did you say, you rascal? You speak a lot, here have a punch, as your dinner. All of you combined here, can't match my level. You think that I would set up a trap for weakling like you? I am giving you a second chance, think carefully about it. After getting some food supplies from those guys, they settle down in a house. Mihi is looking outside the window, waiting for Hansu. Guys look, it's him. Hansu, we are over here. He got back safely, I am feeling much more relieved now. I should not be nervous, after all he doesn't know that I used his name to get those food supplies. Even if I get caught I will make up some excuse. Hansu, we are in trouble, those people took all of the food from the convenience store. I know that, I saw the empty store on my way here. Okay, so how much do we have left? It's not much, we tried to gather as much as we could. Well, you know Hansu, things like that happen. But we don't have to worry about that. Since you are here, we can steal it back from those guys. I know it will be hard for you to take all of those guys alone, but Sung will help you if you want to. I will think about that later. Let's eat first. He just sneered at me. No, something seems off. He then slams the table, trying to assert his dominance. Oi, Hansu, you are very shameless, aren't you? We risked our life, we even had a near-death experience to get this food. Shouldn't you be offering something in return? Come on, just hand me over something, if you give something good, then I will consider about giving you something. Mihi, a bit scared from Sung, says we brought this for everyone, so why are you so angry? So are you trying to say that we just hand it over to him, without a price? You know the hardships I suffered to bring this food. Even among friendship, there should be some fairness. Since Hansu didn't help us, so he won't get anything without giving us something in return. After all, didn't someone say we shouldn't expect free things? Everyone gives a slight nod in agreement. Yes, this is my chance, if I can get everyone on my side, then this Hansu guy won't be a problem anymore. Let's see how long he will keep up that annoying attitude. What a shame, you losers. I don't have anything to give you for the meal. What do I do now? Come on, you have got plenty of stuff to share, show us what you got in there. What is he talking about? What did Hansu find in the subway? He just went to a secret place in the subway, so he must be hiding something good. He should share with us, right guys? Hansu, you don't have to be like this, he tries to convince him by dangling a chocolate in front of him. What does he thinks of me? Sung, you have learnt well. What do you mean? Stop changing the topic and just answer my question. I would have given you something, but his attitude is like a teenager. He thinks of us as equals. But that's not the problem. It's not like I am taking them around with me because I need them. I don't even need the runes from them. Hey Hansu, where do you think you are going? We are not done yet. Aries, I did this all, because of what you said to me before my regression. I did whatever I could. If in my place my other friend, Kong Tae would have been, he would have destroyed him till now. I can't even think of doing something like that. Anyway guys, stay safe, and stay strong for the future. I am leaving. Mihi and Headphone Guy are a bit sad to see Hansu leaving. Come on guys, let's not fight with each other. We made it till here, so why stir up things now? Hey Mihi, we will use our charm to bring him back, let's go. Let him go, if he wants to, there's no need to stop him. Get lost loser, still acting all that arrogant till the very end. He act like all that strong, but if we give him free stuff, he will come crawling back to us. We don't want him anyway. Mihi, where are you going? Are you ditching us to follow that punk? I also want to go with you Hansu. Please can I come with you? Mihi, I can't take you with me. Right, of course, I will only end up being a burden on you. But didn't I tell you that it is up to you if you want to tag along? Mihi becomes so happy that she blushes. She sees Hansu as a perfect guy. No, you can't go, Mihi. Hansu still hasn't given you runes, and headphone guy also haven't gotten his share. I would give you all of my runes. I can't let her leave. I don't care about others, but she is my crush. I want to be with her so badly. It's okay, Sung, because I am going with them. Oi, do you know what you are talking about? You can't act like this. You are still my underling. I will just have to tell my dad to get you locked up in jail. I took a stray dog like you in and now you came back barking at me. Know your place, loser, and treat me with utmost respect. What can your father do? We can't go back to Earth right now, and others don't know if we are even alive. So how are you going to tell your dad? At this point all of that doesn't matter anymore. I don't have any reason to listen to you anymore, got it? He still stood up against me, even after all I did to crush him. Whatever. Get lost, all of you. We have all the food anyway. Everything will be the same at other places. In the end you will only come back begging to me. All three of them walks alongside the desolate road. We should have brought some more food with us. We don't have much in our bags. Yes, you are right about that. While both of them are chatting, Hansu sees a cloth hanging in the store. Since my clothes got torn away while fighting against the giant snake, I will gladly take this free of cost. Whoa, Hansu looks handsome in those clothes, even though they are still the same. Alright, we still have some stuff to do, so let's not waste time here. Headphone guy is worried about his safety in this dangerous place. Even though Hansu has the power to do anything, but if he gets in trouble, then I will pretty much die here. Looking at his face I can sense what he is thinking right now. Anyway, it's about time that the moon shows up, as it's almost midnight. Midnight? Mihi's face turns pale on seeing something horrific. There is something strange about that moon. It seems much closer to us. Something unexpected happened. The moon opens its eyes. Mihi is shocked to see the moon having eyes. What's happening? The food. It's turning into sand. Mihi quickly checks her bag if the food she has is alright. No way, all of it has turned into sand. And what's that? Why are we seeing glowing figures? Are those people that we are seeing? Their locations are being exposed. Could that mean anyone could see our location too as well? I think all the people who are a bit away from us are glowing. They can see us through the walls. If that's the case, then everyone can see where others are. This world is basically setting us to fight each other. Hansu, did you know all about this? Oh come on guys, I may have superpowers, but I don't know about this one. I think he is lying. He is way too calm for a situation like this. Soon they hear screamings of people. People start blaming each other for eating the whole food supply. It's a total chaos. Voices of pain are heard all over the place. This world is truly a shitty place. This is the reason why I warned them not to take all of the stuff, as it will be useless, because as long as this moon is out, all the food that an individual has will disappear. Hansu, now where are you going? To do what needs to be done, at this time. Guys, what's going on? All the food we had, it just disappeared. What are we going to do now? Should we search for food somewhere else? They probably took all the food at the convenience store. That bastard Hansu, he knew about this all along. That damn superpower of his screwed us over again. Sung, look outside. I can see some people glowing at the street. It's the pervert guy looking for the kid who smashed his nose into pieces. If they come at us in a group, then we will have no chance of winning. Should we flee now and target them when they are scattered? We should just go to Hansu. Shut your damn mouth, you woman. Even if my life is in danger, I won't go back to him. At least show me some self-respect. Then tell me, genius, what do you plan to do? You think we can take them on? Staying here won't solve anything. Think about it this way, if they can't find us they will probably go after Hansu. We can then offer our assistance when Hansu's group ass are getting wiped out. Yeah, she is right, they can't fight that many people on their own. In that condition, we will be able to regain his trust. This seems just right. A temporary alliance with Hansu isn't a bad idea. This is a good chance for me. When I will save him from trouble, I will ask him to give something good in return. Yes, you are right, we should help those guys. Let's go. If we go quietly they will not notice us. Follow me, I know where they have gone. Huh, what's this? A sneak attack. Who on earth set this up? It's not even coming off easily. Hey guys, get me out of this quickly. Why are you just standing there and doing nothing? Try all you want, you little boy. It won't come off easily. You have two choices, you can try to run away and I will catch you like a mouse running away from cat, or you come here nicely and talk with me. We are out of this, you can keep Sung with you. You piece of trash, how dare you leave me behind? Oh my poor boy, you are still too young to use such harsh words. While you were busy gossiping, we were setting up our traps. This has gotten boring for me. Well, that's enough chit-chat. Now tell me, why are there only 3 of you here? Where did the others go? It seems like you won't open your mouth without a beating. Hey, stop it. I will tell you. Oh my gosh, that was close, he nearly squashed my feet. I will tell you everything you want to know, ask me anything. I am even ready to wash your ass if you want. That's not needed. Just lead us the way. Also, there is someone who wants to meet you. Everyone look, boss brought us a present. Now where were we? You punched my nose and it hurts so much. How about we do the same thing to you? These insects dare look down on me. I am humiliated because those bastards abandoned me. Don't overdo it, my slaves, beat him in moderation. Guys, did you just heard what the boss said? Let's beat the shit out of him in moderation. They all start stomping on Sung. Guys, I am so happy to see Sung being used like a punching bag. He was annoying our MC for such a long time, so he deserves it. Anyway, on to the story. How dare they abandon me in the den of lion? I will kill all of them, I will take my revenge. Both of them now come running to Hansu. They are shocked to see them cooking something. Guys, what are you doing right now? It seems like as if you are here for camping. Hansu thinks that by now they would have realized that all the food is gone, so that's why they came back to me. This smells delicious, let's eat together. Hansu then picks up his weapon and slashes the ground in front of her. Hey, are you out of your damn mind or what? Take a step further and I will kill you. Hansu, stop this childish behavior, it's not like we fought with you. You know it's Sung who is at the fault. What should we do so that you let us in? My superpower is tingling like Spidey sense. It is telling me that if you join me then things won't go well for us. That damn superpower, it even tells you all sort of shit, huh? It tell me other stuff too, would you like to know? Right now it is telling me that it is dangerous with two of you being here. He caught on that quickly that we brought him trouble. Soon the pervert guy gang arrives at the scene. The boss of the gang and Hansu makes eye contact with each other. Oh, so it's these people who are creating a problem here. There is too many of them, how are we going to deal with them? Does Hansu has a plan for this? Hansu, unfazed with the situation, explains to us about selfish rich man's food bag. The condition to acquire it are simple. One has to cook and eat as much food as possible while the moon is out. Although, the first condition is simple, but the other condition is that one has to be selfish. The person who doesn't share with anyone and eats it all alone. This is the only way to get this reward. Even though other people beg and do my dirty chores, I will just have to consume the food without sharing. In such circumstances, I will have to keep my calm. The girl who ran away earlier sees Sung walking towards her. Sung, your face, it's all bruised up, are you okay? Shut up, you idiots, how dare you leave me behind? We didn't leave you behind because we were scared, but we went to get some help, you see. Bullshit. Is this how you help your friend, by abandoning them? Calm down, my pet, calm down. There is no need to bark so much. Well, we meet again, young man. You have got some good skills in finding food. Now why don't you tell us how did you got it? There's meat everywhere, can't you see with your eyes? Or maybe you don't even know what meat is. Gross, he is actually eating the monster's meat. We had others to test it, and they are suffering from dehydration. Just look at them, they are eating without a care in the world. It seems you have figured out how to eat that safely. Yes, if you boil it in goblin blood, it's edible. Quite interesting, I have never thought about something like that. I remember that my pet said he has superpowers. This helped him to secure a valuable item from the station. Today seems like the perfect day to fight him. Even though there is a gap in our skills, but we have advantage in numbers. Plus, he is just an ordinary college student. He might have gotten used to fighting the monsters, but that doesn't mean he is skilled at fighting humans. Hey, my pet. What now? Go and talk with your friends a bit. That's not much to ask, so go with your wagging tail towards them. Why would I be friend with that Hansu guy? And what in the world he thinks of me? I think it will be safe for me to go, he will not create a scene in front of that many people. Hansu then stands up, and Mihi is more worried than ever. Yeah, let's have a little talk, Hansu. Mihi warned Sung not to come any closer and especially not to cross that line. Shut up, Mihi. You were supposed to be mine, but you betrayed me for him. Well, a loser is just a loser, looks like this is the end for Sung. Don't blame me for this. Hansu then slashes at the Sung's feet. For a moment, he didn't understand what just happened. But then he loses his balance and falls on the ground with a thud. He shivers, saying to himself, why don't I feel anything on my feet? When the realization hits him, he cries in so much pain after losing his feet. How can you call yourself human, Hansu? How can you do this to me, to your friend? The boss is shocked to see that he chopped his feet without a sweat. Everyone is a bit taken aback. I already told you, Sung, not to come any closer. You piece of shit, you did all of this over a piece of meat. Guys, think carefully, he did this over just for sharing food. If he gets stronger, do you think he will let you all go easily? He will kill all of you for the sake of runes. You better kill him now. Otherwise, you won't be able to match up to him later on. Alright, everyone get ready. That poor Sung is saying right. Hansu can't fight all of us here. But if he gets stronger, he will easily take us down. We have our weapons ready and with his body glowing, he can't run away from us. Yeah, we can take him on. But those eyes scare me. How can a normal kid have those cold-blooded looks? What has he gone through? I remember Iris and Keldian would often argue, even after deciding to cooperate with people. Iris said I shouldn't make enemies easily. But if the enemy is already in front of you, you have to crush them completely. Because if you don't do it, then they will take you down someday. Both of my previous life friends agreed on this fact with me. So that means I have green light to kill these people. He then looks at his arm, and pulls out all the runes he stored within his body, and consumes them all at once. Everyone, let's crush him into pieces. Finish him off before he pulls any other tricks. Since it has to come to this, I will not hold myself back any longer. He then prepares himself to push forward and leaps ahead, leaving behind shattered road pieces. This doesn't seem a bad time to test out a mission on you guys. How is he moving like that? Don't worry guys, it will only hurt a little bit, and by little, I mean too much. Well, let's deal with rest of you. He then starts the killing spree. Fear begins to set in the group and everyone starts running away. Did he absorb all the hidden runes? At this rate we will lose. Comrades, don't run away. There is only a single attacker and we have advantage in numbers. Damn it, everyone left this place and I am the only one left. The boss, who was acting all that tough and strong until now, is nothing more than a prey trapped in a corner by Hansu. Don't come any closer, you should think this through. Do you think everything will be normal after taking someone's life? It's different from killing monsters. What you are doing is murder. Murder. You know, a kid like you can't bear the consequences of it. What? What just happened? We see that Hansu attacked him so fast that he wasn't able to see it coming. Multiple cuts and slashes are made onto his body. Yeah, that's right, know your place, you piece of garbage. After the end of short battle, everyone is lying on the ground, crying in pain. The duos are shocked to see Hansu's extraordinary capabilities. Seeing the way how you two are still standing there. I think you two have a wish to fight me. How dare we speak a word against him? It is better for us to run away from this massacre ASAP. Well, now that I have taken care of everything, it's time to go back to eating some food. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? You know I won't hand it over to you. Yeah, I know, it's just that. How can you go back to eating so casually after beating so many people to near death? Soon enough the sunshine are seen on the horizon and the moon, which is staring with its open eyes, now closes itself down. Man, I am so full. I almost ate 3 days worth of food in one night. I feel like vomiting up now. I failed the rest of mission because I focused on playing with people's lives too much. But in the end, I was still able to get this thing that I have been looking for. The rich man's food bag. It protects food from moonlight and preserves things in a subspace where one can put anything in it. This is almost equal to 5 weeks worth food. Hansu. Yeah, what now, Mihi? Are you okay with this, Hansu? You didn't kill those people. Oh, I see, you are quite a scary woman, Mihi. Now blushing from top to bottom, she replies, it's just that I was a little worried about you. Seeing from his looks, I think he is not worried about that at all. Even if they get up they can't beat him because he is just going to get stronger. I don't have to worry about others right now. He can use runes by killing other people to grow stronger after all. Seeing her react that way, she has completely adjusted to this place perfectly. The way she sees things are completely normal. If my goal would have been to get stronger, then I would have killed those people and collected their runes. But my current goal is to save as many lives as possible. To minimize the conflicts and join forces, for that most important thing to do will be to lay down rules in this chaotic world. The first requirement would be not to kill any humans for the sake of runes. I could kill people and use the few runes they have. But their contribution against monsters would be better. It's hard to enforce those rules straight away, but when it is established by a powerful figure like me, nobody will oppose them. That's why I can't be seen murdering so many people. Headphone guy is thinking that someone will eventually get those runes of defeated people. He then says that he is going to stop here. Mihi asks him what is he talking about? I don't think I can go with you any longer. But why would you want to leave us, headphone guy? While Mihi is a bit worried, Hansu is absolutely okay with this. I respect individual preferences, you can do as you wish to. After which headphone guy turns and moves away from them. Hey Mihi, why don't you do what you really want to do? Mihi is a bit taken aback by sudden shift in Hansu's behavior. Aren't you scared of me, even after witnessing those murders? Yes, in fact I am a bit scared, but one day I will have to just cross the line. I will have to face the hard reality one day or another. Also you won't let me rejoin later on if I leave now. So I will stick with you as far as I can. She has quite a determination. I am very pleased with her, she has the right attitude for such a place. Alright, let's go down there. At the place of battle, Sung is struggling alone to lift himself up. All of you are useless bastards. He should have just killed you all instead of sparing your lives. Hansu, you made a huge mistake. My minor wounds are already healing, and once I am fully healed, I will kill you. How dare they abandon me, especially how can Mihi do this to me? I will take my sweet time torturing her. Just all of you wait. Huh, who's that? Headphone guy, was he observing me crawl like an insect this whole time? And why is he approaching me now? This could be an opportunity for me. Hey headphone guy, lift me up. Who, me? Yes, who else is here besides you? Come on, you won't leave your old pal behind after what Hansu did to me. Let's join hands. This could be a lifetime opportunity, you can get stronger if you follow me. The defeated boss curses Hansu and Sung makes fun of him on being such a loser. Hey headphone guy, kill that piece of shit first. He then picks up the knife and approaches Sung. Sung is making fun of the boss, saying that they will share runes from killing them. Don't worry headphone guy, I will share half of them with you. Hey why are you coming for me? He then tightens his grip on Sung's cloth. What the hell are you doing? Let me go. This bastard, when did he grow so strong? This is the opportunity I have been waiting for. In fact, I should have done this way before. Doesn't that sound right, Sung? Hey, stop this nonsense. He then stabs Sung in gut. Guys, this is the moment we have all been waiting for. Sung is finally reaping for his sins. Anyway, onto the story. You bastard, how dare you do something like this? You always looked down on me, bullied me all the time. It is only fair to kill you here. All this time, it was fun for you. Using my father to treat me like a trash. After killing Sung, he lets go of him. I can't believe, I just killed a human with these hands. He then lets go of the knife in his hands and drops to the ground with a heavy burden. He almost threw up but manages to control himself. There is no need to be weak over something this little. For Hansu, this is a walk in a park. Whoa, wait my friend, can't we talk this out? If you let me live. No, if we join hands, we both can get stronger. I get it now Hansu, how pathetic I looked in your eyes. I didn't want your protection, I wished I had the courage to fight by your side in danger. I wish I had committed to grow stronger instead of cowering at your strength. That's the reason why I left you. If only I wasn't weak, I would not have lost my pride and dignity. This is why nothing changed in the past. Back in my school days, I was bullied a lot. Everyone looked down on me. But I will change from now on. I will grow stronger just like you Hansu. If I kill these fools and absorb their runes, then I will be able to catch up to you. After which you will see me as a different person, and even acknowledge my strength. At some place, the abnormal crows are roaming freely in the air, and when they spot some delicious humans, they charge at them. Mihi looks at the approaching crows and inhales air through her mouth. After that she lets out a shriek and all three of the crows falls dead. She shifts her gaze and is caught off guard by a crow darting at full speed towards her. But it is cut down in time by no one other than Hansu himself. I ended up needing your help again. Hansu drops some wise words, not depending on someone or doing everything alone are not the same thing. If a skill has a loophole, then it's reasonable to seek help from a teammate. Alright, here is your share. Hansu continues saying, always assess the pros and cons of your skills. It has been already 2 days since I arrived here and today marks the 3rd day. It was a good idea to buy skills from Hansu that increase the speed of boost in magic and stamina. Without them, I would not be able to keep up with Hansu. Still, I am trying my best not to depend on him. While Mihi is a bit unsatisfied, Hansu checks on his stats. I have got 42 on both stamina and sense. That's quite good so far. The best method of all is to maintain all of the stats at a similar value. I didn't have to go through as much trouble for exchanging the stats with Mihi, as she had low stamina and strength stats. Suddenly, they both hear a voice. The voice asks all the participants to gather immediately at the starting point. Those arriving late will face consequences. It's the demon fairy voice. Alright, let's go Mihi, we should not waste time here. Hansu and Mihi are walking along side by side. Anyone looking from far away will think they are having an intimate moment. Mihi looks at Hansu nervously as if she wants to say something. Mihi, if you have something to say then just say it. On seeing Hansu reading her mind, she blushes even more and hesitantly asks, Hansu, by any chance do you have a girlfriend? I am so nervous, is this question too personal? I know I shouldn't think this way, but seeing him being so mysterious, I can't help myself but ask him. I also wanted to ask him another question but I can't muster up my courage. I didn't expect that she would say something so unexpected. My friend, Kong Tae from previous life would have loved this question. Even if this question is out of courtesy, he would have a huge amount of dopamine release. At first she trembled so much that she couldn't speak. Now that I think about a girlfriend, I might had one in my previous life, but in this life I still haven't met her. I can't lose her again. Mihi awaiting an answer comes closer to Hansu, and like an absolute Chad Hansu replies that he don't remember having a girlfriend. Mihi stays silent on this answer and they walk back quietly again. Soon enough they reach the starting point. Mihi sees a lot of similar faces, but the atmosphere here seems strange. The demon fairy welcomes their arrival. It looks like everyone is present here. Sadly, no one came late so I can't give any punishments. So I will get straight to the point. I have 2 pieces of good news for you losers. First one, if you last for the next 72 hours then you can leave this place. Don't you all think this is such a great news? Let's hear some cheers and applause. But everyone just stays silent. This isn't the type of reaction that I expected. Why aren't you all responding? Thank you Demon Fairy for such a great news, we are so happy that we can't stop clapping. Now let's introduce the star of this event, shall we? The ground shakes so violently that everyone trembles in fear. What could it be this time? Everyone, this palace is the most important venue for this event. It's the magical altar. An altar? Inside of this altar lies a very cute pet waiting for you all. You can see it right through this transparent glass. This little guy here is a carnivorous beast, and to make things a bit more interesting we have starved it for a whole day. So he is dying to get out of here right this instant. This altar may look awesome, but it's weaker than it looks. It will probably break down in no time. Look, even some rock is falling off too. If this little guy gets out, I wonder how many of you will make it out alive? Damn it, if the altar collapses then will we have to fight that monster? Now let me give you the second piece of news. There's a way to put him to sleep, and if he falls asleep then he won't scratch the altar or try to escape. Don't you all want to know what that method is? Does anybody want to make a guess here? If you answer correctly, I will give you a kiss. Ew, gross, we don't need that. What a boring group of actors. Okay, I will tell you now. The method is simple, just 5 in a day. What 5? Asks the curious crowd. Just feed him 5 people a day. Since the challenge is of 72 hours so they will have to feed him a total of 3 times. There are over 60 people remaining right now, and if you do the math then 15 people will have to say goodbye to their lives. The choice is all yours, take it or leave it. For those of you struggling with this decision, let me show you something. He then shows the people a clip of the monster being loose. It killed people brutally even after begging for their lives. No one was able to do anything. One way or another he devoured humans. This is the footage of people from another tutorial zone who decided to fight together. People start gossiping about fighting that monster would be absolute madness. In that case we are only left with one choice. A person raises his hand among the crowd asking how do we pick the people? Why are you asking me that? Isn't it obvious? You can pick them forcefully or draw lots. Handle those petty matters yourself humans. Anything will work as long as they can guarantee their safety. I will give you all an hour to decide. This way, you will be safe for next 24 hours and once that time ends, you will get another hour to pick the sacrifice. I hope you all choose wisely. Oh no, we are dead meat. Everyone start cursing the demon fairy. Hansu, what should we do in this situation? The result has already been decided so there is no point in worrying about it. Cap Guy gives a suggestion of doing things fairly. We should draw lots, right guys? This is the simplest way to complete this challenge with same probability. A person raises his voice asking why should we hear your suggestion? Everyone is a bit shocked as if they saw a celebrity. Even Mihi is a bit amazed. It's the headphone guy. His character took a 360-degree turn and he looks like a completely different person. The cap guy asks headphone guy, what did he just say? I think you didn't heard me correctly. I said why should there be a reason to be fair? Then tell me what do we do? You can't speak without having a suitable solution. There is a way idiots like you don't see it. We have got the simplest method here. Saying this he gently places his arm on a side pole and smashes it into pieces with his hand. Everyone is stunned on seeing such a powerful display. Let's start with people who won't be of any help, and throw in 5 people into that hell. All I got was power, and everyone's focusing on what I am saying. I love this feeling. Now's not the time to think so much. 100 people already went missing before us, and to fight those already ahead of us, is tough to do it alone, right? In the future we will have to fight bigger monster, so we gotta join hands now. And among those hands, we don't need someone weak like you. So it's pretty obvious to throw the weak ones in there first. What do you think about my plan, Hansu? I believe you must have noticed that I am not the same loser as before. I want to show you that I am not the same as Sung, by helping you in any way possible. Starting from now on, I will make a fresh start free from my previous slavery. And for that I will need your help as well. I am sure you will make the right decision, Hansu. My suggestion is perfect. It's not a bad method, headphone guy. But let me make a suggestion here, and if you follow my suggestion then we all might make it out alive. You don't necessarily need to sacrifice anyone. What? Could there be a method like that too? I hope Hansu doesn't suggest the idea of fighting that monster together. Hey, didn't you saw the clip? By now you should have realized that if we try overwhelming him with numbers it will simply won't work. His HP increases with more people it eats. Who told you all to fight? What? Then are you trying to say that you will fight that creature alone? Yes, exactly, that's what I am trying to say. Nobody can comprehend the fact that a mere college student will take him head on. How in the world will he take a monster like that all alone? Suddenly an average-looking politician with bald hair speaks among the crowd. Kid, what the hell are you talking about? This isn't same as fighting goblins. If we can't defeat it within an hour we all will be dead. The clock is ticking fast and we have less than an hour left. Headphone guy in his mind keeps thinking. I thought I had almost caught up to him, but did he get so strong that he can fight that monster all alone? I will fight him, but it's going to be difficult for me right now. Yes, I knew it. Even someone like you would need some help right now. Headphone guy becoming all happy says, then this means the top elites player should fight with you. Let's bring that monster down together, Hansu. Geez, you are interrupting me before I can even speak. Are you even listening to me? Okay, so what the hell do you want? I will stay quiet. Then what should we do, Hansu? Mihi thinks that Hansu will probably take me along. No, he will definitely take me in his party. From my calculation, if I rise my strength and stamina by 30 each from the current level then I can fight him one-on-one. So let me make another suggestion. If you all give your rune stats to me then I will take the responsibility to kill that monster. So then tell us, genius, will only those who will be sacrificed give you the 60 runes? If I could get my strength and stamina each to 100, agility and senses to 50 and if I use the maniac cloud smoke, then it's entirely possible. I know these figures from my long combat experience, so I am certainly right. And with those stats I can certainly acquire the second hidden piece. Even my previous life friends, Keldian, Iris and Kongte can't win this. The one who figured out a way to defeat him was the Berserk Monarch Clementine. Even for him, despite having high stats, he barely defeated this monster after nearly becoming good as dead. My success rate of acquiring the second hidden piece also depends on my stats, so I gotta get stronger quickly this time. I don't care who gives me those stats. If I reach that number then I will enter the altar immediately. Just to let you know, delaying this anymore won't be good. Weaklings like us can't possess that many runes, you know. If we had that much, we would be much stronger. Why don't you give those runes to me instead of him, or we can draw lots if you can't decide. What a selfish bastard, who dares to call me selfish? I am the one. Look, old geezer, you will obviously the first one to be thrown in there if we start with the weakest. So why should we give our precious runes to someone waste like you? You should better know the gap between the first and last place is extreme. Or could it mean that you are weaker than I thought? It's so obvious that weaklings like you would just run away. How dare you talk like that to me? Don't try to act all that strong, old man, or else you will have your limbs broken and thrown in there as the monster's feast. So this is all about being strong, huh? You should at least learn to respect your elders. Didn't you live in a democratic world? Democracy, you say? Great, then let's hold election here. The person who gets most voted will become tonight's dinner of the monster. You have two choices, you can either give your runes to save some trash politician like you or be ready to sacrifice yourself. We will vote anonymously just like in your precious democracy. What do you say? Hey kid, don't come near me. Someone like you can easily snatch away runes from others, can't you? If you just kill a few strong guys then you can easily obtain some. Before he can go on blabbering about his political problems, someone punches him on the face. Hey, what the hell are you complaining about? Do you want to die? No, I want to make it out alive from here. I have a family to feed. All of the people think about throwing him in there first. If the monster isn't satisfied by this chubby guy then we all will be dead. Hansu is done seeing too much of infighting. These people, they never understand when to back down as usual. We will need some life lessons and conflict resolution classes here. Everyone, quiet down. I will give you all a few options, so choose one of them. Hansu then lists 5 options and tells them if we were to feed the monster some people, these are the weaker individuals who will have to volunteer for it. Both bald guy and cap guy is on the list and some families are there as well. Are you saying that we become the sacrifices for that monster? How can you do this? Are you going to abandon us just because we are weak? The clock now shows that only 30 minutes are remaining before the monster is left free. Mihi is waiting outside the altar for someone. She is a bit nervous about something. Headphone guy comes from back and says that if you are going to behave like this then you should have gone with Hansu inside the altar. He might have let you tag along with him. To this Mihi responds that you still don't know what type of Hansu is. To this headphone guy becomes a bit nervous as he doesn't know everything about Hansu. I would like to go with him too, but I can't just keep following him around, can I? Headphone guy thinks that he is always the one who is left behind in terms of power. Anyway, so what are you going to do now? Will you keep waiting for him? No, that's not it. If I do that, I will just end up getting scolded by Hansu for being weak. Then I would be no different from those people. Back to the moment while Hansu was giving his life lessons to people. What are you people doing while others were running around? I don't give a damn about your shitty problems, but if you all keep acting in this way, then you will have to bear the consequences for your own choice. Others didn't leave you behind because you were weak and pathetic, but your weakness was the reason you could not catch up with them. Are you hoping to get welfare support over here? If you want any chance of surviving, each of you take 2 runes, all 15 of you, and hand it over to me. That's all I can offer. The rest is up to you to pay me back by hunting in the next 72 hours. Tell me if someone runs away without paying back, I will deal with that person personally. I will make up for those who will give me runes. You can give it a shot if you have the guts to do it. Now to the present moment, Mihi says to the headphone guy that Hansu is the type of person who always keeps his promises, so he will definitely solve it all by himself. Which means I need to start moving quickly too, so I can catch up to him. Mihi, why don't you tag along with our group? Others would be happy to have a charming woman like you. Thank you for your offer, headphone guy, but I am not willing to join you yet. I have some things to do. Saying this, she began leaving. That was a bit awkward. Maybe I should not have asked her for joining our group. She has gotten stronger than the last time we met. I also have to show true strength here. This much power is still not enough. I need more power to prove my worth. Suddenly a voice calls out to him. Hey you, we need to talk to you. Who are you guys and what do you want from me? Now, there is no need to be so tense. I apologize for my friend's rude behavior. He is a bit of shy guy. So please be a bit understanding. He then introduces his name, about which we don't care a single bit. I will just call him Mr. Nice Guy. I admire your strength and looking at the fact that you are leader of that group over there, so I came to talk to you. What, me? Their leader? You are probably mistaken, Mr. Nice Guy, but we are all just friends. They follow me quite well though. Come on, that's what a leader is. You are awesome considering how strong your group is. Oh my, please stop buttering me. I am getting a bit embarrassed. Also, I saw that you are quite familiar with that Hansu guy. I want to talk to you about him. Is that okay with you? Yeah, of course. At the altar, Hansu is sitting on the edge of it while thinking of some plan. Goblin poison won't work on this monster. So I will have to use paralyzing poison instead. After that, he summons some flying cat beads. These beads recover a small amount of stamina during the boost. It's quite useful for something obtained while hunting. I will have to use some of these in advance. The overall balance in my stats is a bit off, but I have no other choice. Winning against this monster will prove to be very hard. For that I am going to use a lot of maniac cloud smoke. He then takes out a cigarette and puts it in his mouth. I haven't had this feeling in a long time. I have a good reason to smoke, so I believe my previous life friend will forgive me this time. Finally, let's get the show rolling. Hansu then lands into the monster's chamber. In this world there are also different grades of runes that one can obtain. When a person rune stats surpasses 100, the color overlap with each other and they form a completely different rune than before. They start from colorless to red, red to orange, and then from orange to yellow. The numbers begin changing starting from the colorless rune. Even though the stat difference in normal runes and colorless runes is very small, but higher the level gets, the gap between the two becomes pretty significant. As for this monster, he is not even a monster that would come out in the first tutorial round, so a colorless rune should do the work here. It would have been enough to cook the troll essence to enhance my stats, but right now I don't have time to do all of that. But there is one thing's for sure. There was only one person who succeeded at defeating this monster in tutorial area until now. This time that person is going to be me. The more difficult and impossible the task looks, the more amazing rewards will be at the end. Alright then, let's begin the hunt. On the top of altar, a few people comes in through a portal. All of them come in quietly like a thief trying to rob a house. What are you doing? Come in quickly. Headphone guy pops his head out of the portal. Aren't you glad you didn't bring your friends along? Yeah, they won't be much useful here anyway. Alright then, now let's move quickly and help Hansu, shall we? Monstrous creatures like the carnivorous beast are born with race skills. The carnivorous beast utilizes 2 specific race skills. The monster attacks Hansu, which he was able to dodge in time. Now he is going to use his skills. Here it comes, his first skill, that is fear. The fear skill makes a huge psychological impact on Hansu's mind. He stands immobilized on the ground while the monster pounces onto him. Its menacing claws comes dangerously close to Hansu. But he was just able to come out of the illusion and escape the attack. He then jumps backward to make some distance between himself and the monster. This monster paralyzes its prey with fear and replenishes its stamina by consuming it. The pattern stays the same. I am just glad he hasn't grown much yet. If it would have grown up that he could recover his stamina after using fear skill on its prey. It could also use the skill blood-sucking swamp. This sucks out the blood of organism. The monster throws another punch at Hansu and he dodges it again. I can't compete against it. This needle's just going to make a small hole for a wound. But I know the most effective method to restrict its movement. The monster once again goes for another attack and Hansu thinks while dodging it. Poking his skin won't even cut close. If I aim for its main nerve and poke inside of it with poison, then maybe I will get to somewhere. Hansu then makes consecutive slashes onto its second main nerve present between the joints. Just a bit more, aha, that's it. I found its main nerve. When Hansu strikes the monster's vulnerability, it shrieks in a lot of pain. This should be enough. Let's wait until it can't move anymore, shall we? The clock shows 12 minutes remaining before the monster is set free. Down at the altar, Hansu is fighting the monster to the best of his capabilities. He is constantly changing between attacking, defending, and evading the monster. He is now looking a bit more tired than before from the constant ongoing battle. The monster looks at Hansu with same eyes again and uses his skill Fear. This monster is using his unique skill again. The monster raises his hand to crush Hansu. Fear skill affects each person differently based on their current mental power. Earlier I chose Magic Resistance Rune and it is helping me out a lot here. But compared to the monsters that I will have to fight in the future, this one is a joke. With style, Hansu spits out his cigarette. I am very confident in myself that I can beat this monster. To survive with traits different from others, I mastered my senses with combat experience and knowledge for several years. When my previous life friend Kongtae said combat is all about prediction, I laughed over it. But now I finally realize it. I can see through the monster's attack, where it's moving and what it's targeting. But it's still not a piece of cake. Had I not boosted my strength and stamina, I wouldn't have been able to attack or dodge as I am able to right now. Fighting this monster inside this altar was the right answer. If I think of the number of cloud snacks and time left, this is quite doable. Mr. Nice Guy comes to see the fight. On witnessing Hansu's capabilities up close, he is quite amazed. I still can't believe that he is fighting that monster all alone. He is even smoking a few cigarettes in between. He must be quite confident that he could handle the situation. Honestly, I believe he didn't need runes from us in the first place. I think he purposefully extorted them from us. Headphone Guy just listened to their gossips. We just gotta do what we are supposed to do, right? Let's go down there quickly then. Suddenly Headphone Guy shouts out Hansu's name. Hey Hansu, we are here to help you. This catches Hansu a bit off guard and he looks back at him. Just wait a little bit, we are coming down there. Mr. Nice Guy is frightened to see his plan of killing Hansu go to waste. Hey, what are you doing? I told you to go down quietly. What if we get caught? I am just helping here. Hansu should know that we are here as well. If you shout out like that, the monster will know where we are as well. Oh yes, you are right about that, I didn't think about it. Don't worry, things like that happen, just be careful next time. Damn it, that idiot spoiled my plan. I am really sorry about disturbing you in middle of your fight, Hansu. Why the hell are these guys down here? I think we may face a setback because of that idiot, but it's nothing to worry about. Once they lower their guard after dealing with the carnivorous beast, we can get rid of them both. Those two then won't have the time to pay any attention to us, and above all, I am sure now that I have seen him fight. That guy is dangerous, he is not a human like the rest of us. He is a tiger who's full. He is like a monster who is only still because he is full for now. It's not simply about him being strong, I just can't forget the scene from that day. He fought all those people alone and he didn't even hesitate a slightest bit to shred them into pieces. In fact, he seemed to be enjoying it. I can't have a dangerous guy like him running wild. Once I get rid of him, I will be the one who is going to be the strongest here. And that woman Mihi will be under my control, her charms might prove useful later on. Hey, go down and check out what's happening there. At this rate, we won't have anything to worry about. The carnivorous beast's movements are already getting dull. Headphone Guy looks down at Hansu and after that he gives a quick smile. He is possibly cooking up some plan in his mind. It feels like that idiot has gotten quiet for some reason. Suddenly all of them are shocked on hearing strange noise. The platform on which they are standing shakes violently. Careful, it's going to collapse. Soon enough the platform begins breaking down and piles of debris start falling. Oh no, this is not good, what on earth is happening here? How did the stairs collapse so suddenly? After a moment all of them falls down into the monster's chamber. This is bad, we got caught up in the rubble and landed into the monster's den. The monster then looks at its prey with saliva drooling all over his mouth. He immediately uses his fear skill on them. The pressure down here is completely different from above. Mr. Nice Guy's team is now against the monster. It's fine, we might not be able to do a surprise attack, but we have Hansu here, so everything will be fine. But the only problem is that I can't see him anywhere here. Hey, what are you doing over there, Hansu? Shouldn't you be helping us take down this monster? You can take it down in no time with our help. Don't tell me you are giving up when the monster is very close to being dead. I was going to beat that monster, but now it's all ruined because of you. Now that monster will recover all its stamina by devouring you guys. I barely dodged those attacks because I was smoking constantly, but these idiots got in my way. There is no way those guys could handle that monster. Once the monster finishes off all of them, it will be difficult for me to face this carnivorous beast again. I will have to gear up once more and try again. If you want to kill it, give it a shot on your own. I am leaving this place. So are you going to run away? It looks like you forgot that your friend is also here. I guess you are okay if we throw him as a bait. Get that rascal to me right now. Are you looking for someone, Mr. Nobody? I thought everyone fell after the explosion. That bastard, no wonder why he was so quiet back then. He probably knew our intention of killing Hansu all along, that's why he destroyed the stairs to trap us. You bastard, I will kill you. Go ahead and do your best, losers, I bet you won't have time to do that. That guy over there is already starving, he is waiting for you all to freeze in fear. The monster roars at its prey. This monster is enjoying his time torturing us. If he recovers its stamina, we will be at a disadvantage. If you abandon us like this, it's gonna be worse for you. We gotta cooperate with Hansu as best we can, only then can we survive. You don't have to worry about monster breaking the stairs now. Didn't you guys voluntarily come in here to be sacrificed? Sacrificed? The monster slowly approaches towards them and they shiver in fear. They remember demon fairy words, all they have to do to keep the monster silent is feed him 5 people a day. After that monster opens his big mouth to devour the fleshy humans. I pay my tribute to your sacrificial spirit. Hansu then comes out of the altar. Headphone guy, why did you do that? I know you brought those people here on purpose. You better be careful with your words now as you disturbed me while I was about to finish off that monster. Hansu, I finally get it now. He then smiles a little and says, I understand how I can be of your help. Use me, Hansu. You want me to use you? Then give me a good reason why should I do that. Hansu, because I know you have a different goal than the others. You are always thinking in the long-term gain and taking action non-stop. I became certain of this when I saw you fought Sung and Pervert Guy Gang. Despite attacking them with overwhelming strength, you didn't kill a single one of them, even though they will try to backstab you in future. Even when the altar showed up, you could have easily gotten rid of some people by force, but you didn't do that. I don't get it, why aren't you killing people, Hansu? Anyone can clearly tell that's not how your personality is. He does understand my plans to some extent. So in that case, use me, Hansu. I will get my hands dirty in your place. In return, take me with you, or rather just let me follow you. While Headphone Guy is shivering a bit, Hansu laughs a little. I am not quite certain of keeping you with me, especially after you interrupted my fight. I apologize, Hansu, for that. This time there was no other way to deal with those thugs, so you got caught up with that too. But I won't allow such silly things to interrupt you next time. It will be different next time, I guarantee it. Think about what you are offering one more time, Headphone Guy. Hansu, think about this, there will constantly be people getting in your way because that's just how much you stand out. All those people who obstruct your plans, I will carefully get rid of them. So you can focus on your goal. In return, I will follow you and become stronger. Hansu is growing stronger rapidly, I can do the same if I follow him. If you can just tell me the goal you are working towards and accept me as your disciple, then I will also become stronger. Hansu catches Headphone Guy while he is being lost in his daydreams. Alright, let's just say if I agree to your condition. What will you do if the circumstances prevent you from joining me? For example, what if you are forced to fall back on my words, then what will you do? In that case, I will get stronger and come find you. Then you can take me as your ally once again when that happens. Oh, if that's the case, then go down and fight that monster. Damn it, he is still refusing me. Hansu, just give me one chance. Let me make up for all the mistakes I have made till now. Please just use me. Don't misunderstand my words, Headphone Guy. Meet me here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Because at that time, this monster won't be down here. What? Is he serious about what he said right now? Also, you can take all the runes down there. You killed those 10, so you should take those runes. Well, let's see each other again later with a smile. I am heading out now, goodbye. I am still not sure about keeping this Headphone Guy along with me, but I indeed need a person like him later on. My previous life's wife, friend said, that I am being sent to past to save humanity, but there will always be some people who will get in your way. So you need to have a punisher for such circumstances. A punisher will wipe anyone's ass, whom they see to be getting in your way. This is an essential factor possessed by every king and powerful person. These people get their hands dirty instead of the monarch and help their king get closer to his goal. I was originally thinking of choosing Anvi Aaron as a punisher, as I used her for the same role in my past life. But I will give him a chance. I am not sure how much I can trust this headphone guy. When the second tutorial starts, everyone here is going to be scattered forcefully anyway. And when that happens, he might not think the same anymore. But with a few runes and 8 cloud snacks, if I can get a useful punisher, then that's quite a worthwhile investment. Though nothing can be done if he fails at his work. For now, my focus is on obtaining the hidden piece. I will look for the perfect moment and get rid of this monster at once. This is the perfect moment. The monster just had his lunch and is in a sleepy state. If you look at the second hidden pieces condition, it's simple. Before the carnivorous beast destroys the altar and emerges, I have to take him down. However, this isn't the only condition meant for beating that monster. After defeating the monster, a gate opens, and when Hansu goes through it, a system pops up announcing a hidden mission has been achieved. Hansu then stretches his hands to a shiny artifact. He gets very happy on seeing the item. This is the Vampire King, Nurmaha's ring. I always wondered how that person who defeated this monster got this ring. Now I get it. So this is the reason why no one could get this precious ring in my previous life. He explains that there are various ways to categorize the level of an artifact. However, the most important thing to look for in an artifact is its color. A regular artifact can't be more valuable than an artifact with a superior color. But there are always some exceptions to these things. Just as a player levels up, the color of rune also changes after he reaches a particular level. However, there is a particular type of artifact known as growth artifact. It absorbs the rune and changes its color. Among the growth artifact, the best item is the numbering series. If I have to say more specifically, then it is solo numbering 9, Nurmaha's ring. This ring was used by a person named Clementine in my past life. However, this wasn't the only ring with the name of numbering series, there were 8 more of them. But in the past, Clementine was the only owner of Nurmaha until he died. That person is a legend in himself. I clearly remember that when he faced the owner of 8 other rings, he literally torn them into pieces. That's just how overpowered this ring is. I can't believe that I got my hands on such an artifact. This is great. In fact, this is the best day of my life. Hansu then puts the ring on his middle finger, and thinks to himself that considering how hard it was to get this in my previous life. I knew it that this wasn't any ordinary item when I glanced at it first. On seeing such an overpowered ring in his hand, he can't help himself but to smile. The system window pops up saying that this ring is currently at colorless level. Another system window says that currently he can unlock only 1 authority. The ring that Hansu possesses now has the potential to gain 8 authorities. Since this ring is at only a basic level, so he can only use 1 authority. Authority destruction is a skill that deactivates a person's traits and abilities, including passive skills as well. For this ring to work, I will have to get in contact of the person on whom I wish to use. A timer will pop up on their head, and when that time ends, the effect of the authority will automatically take place. Hansu thinks to himself that with this overpowered ring, he can nullify his opponent's powers whenever he wants. This will be very beneficial in the future. To make full use of this, I need to have at least one of my stats to match with the colorless rune. For now, my goal will be to collect as many runes as possible to reach the required number of stats. I could balance my rest of stats later on. After defeating the monster within the altar, Hansu steps out of a portal. He walks straight forward to see the people who were awaiting him. As soon as he reaches out, Mihi is the first one to greet Hansu. Hansu, I heard from Headphone Guy that you were successful in killing that carnivorous beast. Behind Hansu, Mihi and others see something that makes them panic and confused. Both Mihi and Headphone Guy stand with their mouth wide open. The thing they were looking at was the altar, and it showed the time has finished. Once the timer hits 0, it immediately vanished from that spot, as if it never existed in the first place. Mihi, didn't I tell you earlier? That if you all give me runes, I would take responsibility of taking that monster down. Listening to these words, Mihi blushes a bit. She then turns back to hide her embarrassed face. Headphone Guy thinks that Hansu is completely out of his league. He succeeded in defeating that monster all by himself. In the end, my intuition wasn't wrong about trusting him. Hansu then gives advice to people saying that, since there is some time until the next tutorial starts, so all of you better go and hunt now. Suddenly, Mihi's expression changes and she is a bit more serious now. She calls out to Hansu and says that they will go separate ways from now on. I believe that I am not really qualified to be next to you, and when I am by your side, I end up relying on you some way or another. So that's why I have come up with this decision. Also, headphone guy offered me to come with his group. I know a lot of people there, so it is going to be alright for me. To this, headphone guy replies that she is always welcome to join his group, and everyone will like it if you were to join it. These people are worried for your safety, Mihi, so having you together with us will help them calm down their anxiety. Hansu thinks that this is kind of a shame that we are parting ways after a long time, but this is the best thing for her to do. We will part ways when the tutorial starts anyway, so she is thinking of her own position in her own way. Hansu replies that her decision is good and he will be leaving now. Saying this, he starts leaving the area. On his sudden leave, Mihi stops him to say something. With a determination, she says that the next time they will meet, she won't simply give up. Let's see each other again, Hansu. Hansu is quite pleased with her determination of growing stronger. While departing, he says that, sure, they will meet again soon. Also, headphone guy, I have something to tell you. Earlier, you asked me to use you, right? Let me tell you, if you are really serious about that, then I will allow you to work along with me. The choice is up to you if you want to take this opportunity or not. Hearing the fact that Hansu has finally accepted his proposal, he becomes cheerful and happy. Now fast forward to a week later, Demon Fairy makes an entrance in front of people. Well, losers, did you all miss me? All the people are worried now, as every time this Demon Fairy has made an appearance, only bad things have happened. Hansu stands in front of the crowd with zero expressions on his face. Demon Fairy clears his throat and announces that the second tutorial will begin now. Looking at you losers closely, there are a lot more of you left than I expected. But well, who cares about all of this stuff? I anticipated this much after all. The Demon Fairy looks at Hansu, as he could be the only one here capable of defeating that monster. Alright then, let's change the stage first. He snaps his finger, and just like in Avengers Infinity War, the half of the players get wiped out. Just kidding, a mysterious light starts glowing up on the ground. Both headphone guy and Mihi are confused and fear-stricken. How could there be light beneath us? Some family members are having a hard time, knowing that they will be separated soon and they don't know if they would be able to see each other. But all of these emotion doesn't apply to our cold MC. He is just as determined as before to achieve his goals. Hansu is then teleported to another room with concrete floor below. More players get teleported to the room, and they question why they are brought here. A girl starts crying to see strange surrounding and strange people. Demon Fairy voice says that, before entering the second tutorial, we will have to adjust the head count. People think about what type of head count is the Demon Fairy talking about? From this point onwards, make it so that there are not more than 7 people in one room. We will continue the second round after you do that. All the people gather together towards the center of the room to come up with some plan. This glasses guy is a bit stressed, as there are 8 people in this room. Demon Fairy says that every room have a different situation, but it is only fair if you all start with the same number of people. So you can discuss with each other on whom you want to kill. I don't mind if you reduce the people even more. This average guy thinks that, for a week everything was going way too smoothly. I knew it that something terrible was about to happen, but I didn't knew that it will be this bad. What do we do now? Also, that person has a very strange needle-like weapon. If I remember correctly, his name is Hansu. He defeated the monster within the altar last week, so considering that fact he must be the strongest here. I haven't seen how skilled he is personally, but it will be better for me to keep distance from him for now. Who knows that if he will kill a person all of a sudden. A woman, while trying to flex her non-existent beauty, says that the people who will be left behind after this purification will work together. So someone has to leave this room, right? By leaving this room I mean saying goodbye to their life. So how about all of us introduce ourselves and try to make an appeal to each other? Show others that how valuable you are as a person. A person steps up and says that if that's how we are going to decide, then I will be the first one to introduce myself. He flexes his dagger in front of others and says that I am Mr. Nobody. You probably wouldn't have seen something like this in your lifetime. I don't think any one of your skills could defeat me. People get worried about their safety on seeing how powerful he is. They think that if they let him roam freely, then he will kill people mercilessly. Hansu takes a closer look at his skills and identifies it to be Chi Art. It's a special type of rune skill that uses magic to boost all stats. One could also strengthen a weapon by enveloping it in magic. Chi Art is definitely a unique and good skill to have, but revealing his secret won't do him good here. In fact, he has made himself a target among others. Plus his attitude makes him much worse than before. At least it's better than having nothing. Glasses guy speaks up that if we take the importance of the skill into consideration, then I have the upper hand. I am Kongmin and I have a healing skill. Then the average guy introduces himself. I am Hanchiel, and I have a combat skill. Now the people other than Hansu who are left to introduce themselves are weak. Family man speaks up saying, are you saying that someone must be killed? We are like a family, so please make us an exception. All of them are left in some deep thoughts as this is a very tricky situation to deal with. A person from the group says that young lady, I don't think you have introduced yourself. You brought up this idea first, so you should also tell us about yourself. Putting on a fake charming face, she says that her name is Jimin. And as for my ability, I will show you right now. Saying this she slowly approaches to that person. Hey, why are you getting close to me? You woman, you are going to regret coming at me recklessly. She gives a devil smile, and the person tries to thrust his knife onto her. She then slashes her knife through him, and he cries in a lot of pain. Seeing a murder in such a short time and that too without any discussion, people are left fear-stricken and grossed by it. The family member are terrified too, and the mother shields her daughter from seeing such horrific scenes. After finishing off that person, she thinks that she is the luckiest woman in the world. She didn't know if this crystal that she is holding in her hands will drop or not. I will take his skill, it looks very useful. She then smiles happily as if nothing happened, and even goes on to sharing the runes with others. Average guy and glasses guy thinks that she killed him without any hesitation, she is a total psychopath. So it will be better to be careful around her. Bored with all of this, Hansu sighs a little bit and thinks that, just as I expected, this guy had it coming. But thanks to him things are much easier now, and there is no need to waste time on making decision on killing people. The people who died in the real world are also reincarnated here, so that makes a significant difference in the number of people here. All of this is progressing very interestingly, just like this manhwa. The demon fairy comes out of his space portal and congratulates them on reaching 7 people before anyone else. Great, now I will explain you about the second round. Instead of explaining here, I will take you to that place. This place here is called the Ascension Path. Your task here is simple. You must continually climb for 3 months, and reach the dormant volcano in the center of the second floor. This is going to be your very first target to achieve. Once you pass this level, you will pass the tutorial, and after that the world of adventure will fully open up to you. All the best, I hope you struggle and suffer much. The demon fairy leaves soon after, and they start crossing a bridge, with Hansu being ahead of everyone. Hey, we are going to be together for quite a while, so let's get along. But Hansu just ignores him and walks forward. He becomes angry with him. What's wrong with him? Why is he in such a hurry? The family man noticed something strange happening. The bridge began collapsing. All of them start running wild, knowing that if they fall off this bridge then they are good as dead. Luckily, all of them make it out alive, and they breathe heavily. Demon Fairy come back to say that he completely forgot to mention that as the time passes, the part on the lower island will start collapsing. Bridges are even quicker to collapse, so be careful. All the people are frustrated with the Demon Fairy, cursing him on not telling such a crucial information. Average guy asks Hansu that where is he going? That antisocial bastard is annoying me. The lady comes up with a plan, how about we follow him for now? Seeing how confident he is, he might know where we need to go. All of them continue their journey, with Hansu leading the way, and rest of them tagging along with him. It's noon and the sun is on top of their head, yet they are still walking in this scorching heat. We have been walking for hours now, but no bridge is coming up either. Does he even know where he is going? The lady replies that she doesn't know anything. Also don't talk to me, your breath stinks. We have been seeing similar scenes since earlier and there is nothing here. How long do we have to keep moving like this? Average guy notices Hansu eating something, and he asks him what is he eating? He is eating a bark of an oak tree. He further explains that this has somewhat of the effect of an poison antidote if you eat it. What? Poison antidote? Why would you need such a thing? While they are busy in their conversation, a giant snake crawls behind them. Hansu grabs him by his collar, and judging by his face, he is about to curse Hansu. But he wets his pants when he sees a giant snake coming towards them. While the average guy has now shitted himself, Hansu is still calm as ever. And the average guy asks that how did he knew the attack was coming all along? It's simple, I have superpowers. Superpowers? A few moments later the average guy is fighting a smaller snake, the snake bites his arm and he is struggling a bit. The next moment he stabs the snake, and throws him away. The snake dies from the impact. These are runic snake adult, their temperament shifts according to the arrangement of the runes on its head. The pattern changes randomly, making its behavior unpredictable. Damn it, these snakes are attacking us without giving us a chance to heal. That guy named Hansu told us the trick to catch them, but at this rate my body won't hold up. And more importantly, why aren't you guys fighting, huh? Stop hiding at the back and come fight in the front. The family man replies that he is sorry, but he needs to understand his situation. I have people I must protect, so I can't risk helping you. Damn it, so what if you have a family? We are at the front trying not to get killed here. And what the hell is your deal then? You don't even have a family to protect. Well, you can't have me getting hurt while fighting, do you? How do you plan on healing without me? Average guy replies, is that sword just for show? Sure, stay at the back since you are a healer. Glasses guy reply that for your information, if you want me to heal you then you will have to give me 3 strength runes or 1.5 dexterity runes. This bastard, I want to kill him. While Hansu is busy killing the monsters, Jimin looks back to see what's going on. At the back, the overconcerned family guy asks the glasses guy to provide healing to her wife, and he gladly accepts their offer. The average guy is left alone. He thinks that he is the only one who thinks that this situation is shitty as hell. The glasses guy asks that why is he just standing there? Come on, move, other people also need healing. This bastard is acting up just because he has a healing skill, what a shitty hand. Suddenly he gets a transmission from his captain. Hey Chiol, can you hear me? How is the new place you are in? Don't even ask me about it, and how are things on your side? Our side, well I would say it's not bad. There's a rescuer upstairs, so just push your way through and climb up. Also try to find new recruits on your way. Yeah, I would like to do that too, but there is a problem. Did you forget our mission? We gotta increase our group size, homie, so cheer up a little bit. Here is a man with self-proclaimed superpowers, a crazy psycho woman with a sword, a cunning rascal of a doctor, and a useless family of 3. That doesn't sound bad. Remember, survival comes before anything else, alright? Okay, I understood it. I will call you later, Captain. Hansu sees that average guy was talking with someone on the transmission. It's too quick for there to be people whose monarch traits have bloomed. A part of a person's trait, that all monarchs like Ares and the Berserk monarch possess, is the literal ability to lead a group to become a monarch. The monarch gives their clan members their own symbol. Those symbols make them feel a tremendous sense of bonding with each other, making it possible for only the clan members to communicate with each other. However, there's a limit to the number of people the monarch can beckon, but for the time being they will be busy trying to scout people. And if I have to compete with them, I will get busy too. After all, if you want people to listen to you, you must have the strength to back it up. Hansu killed a ton of snake like it's just another day for him. It looks like there are slowly fewer monsters. Did we leave their habitat? Then that means, we are almost at the nest of the mutant runic snake. Finally, I am close to the goal I came here for. A giant snake is perched on the tree. This is a rune-eater snake, adult form, and it comes toward Hansu's group. The family man is very concerned on seeing the giant snake. Do you really need to fight that snake? I don't think it will attack us if we don't go close. How about we just leave? You can go away as you wish. I will fight it alone. I don't care if you guys climb higher first either. No, that's not what I meant. We should be moving together. Why would you do something that stupid? You seem mistaken about something. I am not moving together with you people. We have been moving in the same direction. It's about time we part ways. Jimin says, I guess there's nothing that can be done then. Wait. At this rate, who will fight monsters and save my family? You know, we can't force him to come along, or are you going to stay back as well? The family man is left dumbfounded. The rest of the group leaves Hansu and goes ahead. Average guy thinks that Hansu is a bull-headed just as I heard, but I can't leave him just like that. Hey, aren't you coming? If you are thinking of bringing him with us now, give up. All this time while everyone received healing from me, he didn't, not even once. He acts like being on the battlefield is a daily thing for him. People like him are not the type to listen to others. And from what I saw, he is not the type who will live long either. That's a shame, for someone so talented will end up dead. But there is nothing I can do about it. He also seems hard to manage. Hansu begins his fight with the giant snake. This snake avoids me when the magic rune is active, but it attacks me when the dexterity rune is active. The snake changes its rune before Hansu's attack. But the snake still feels pain after receiving his attack. It's quicker and stronger than the scaled snake. But it's nowhere close to the carnivorous beast of the altar. The moment it is attacked, it switches to the resistance rune, and thus the damage I deal is less. A long-term battle wouldn't necessarily put me at a disadvantage, but it's a hassle. Hansu takes a maniac cloud smoke, and decides to end it now. The way to defeat this snake is simple. One need to focus on the bunch of trees in the center of the open area resembling a nest. Ignore the snake and target that spot first. Hansu follows the plan and goes right for the snake's nest. This snake will instinctively ignore its own defense to protect it. The snake comes behind Hansu, and this is the opportunity that he has been waiting for. He halts suddenly, and makes 3 consecutive slashes in an instant. This kills the snake immediately, and Hansu thinks that this was way quicker to get my hands on this precious item than I thought it would be. That precious item is the Rune Eater snake egg. Hansu takes the egg into his hand, and proceeds to feed it a rune. The shell then starts cracking and from within, a baby snake awaits to come out. A cute baby snake comes out from it. This is incredibly small compared to its adult form, but this little one has a very unique trait. It eats runes and spits them out immediately. Hansu gives the snake 3 runes to eat, and the baby looks happily at its dinner. This snake eats any 3 runes and spits out 2 runes that the owner desires. The snake then spits out runes onto Hansu's hand. Giving 3 to get 2 back might seem like a loss to others. One can get all the runes they want, but getting the right runes for myself is more important to me. Hansu is quite pleased with the snake's work and he pets him. For now, I need to focus on increasing magical and physical resistance. You can rest now, little buddy. With this I have achieved my goal. How about I start moving now? Somewhere in the jungle the family has lost the way, and the daughter asks her daddy if he knows the way out. Keep it down, my child, I am thinking. The island map we got when we left the room doesn't show such detailed structures. We can't just move thoughtlessly when we don't know what's out there. Where can we go to be safe? This all happened because the rest of them abandoned us. The wife informs her husband that there is something over there, in the bushes. Could it be a monster, or another traveler? Stay behind me. Turns out, it's just Hansu emerging out like a soldier after completing a job. Kong Hansu, you are back. What are you 3 doing here? Family man makes a joke asking if he ran away from the monster midway. To this Hansu replies that he simply caught it. He caught it? And yet he only got that small wound? It hasn't been that long. Hansu inquires about the whereabouts of the other team members. Back to the moment what really happened. Family man is panicked and asks, hey, what are you all talking about? What do you mean that we get out of here? It's dangerous for us to split like this, don't do this please. There's no need for us to fight among ourselves. So you are just planning to have a comfy ride, following us around at the back? Jimin also says that average guy is not wrong. Now that a huge number of players are out, it's a hassle to have irritating people in the way. Glasses guy doesn't care about all of this, he is happy as long as they will give him runes for providing healing. But I think I should stick with the strong ones. He said that and went the other way. They even blocked the path so we couldn't follow. Those little punks, how dare they look down on people just like that? Hey wait, where are you going? I am older than you and still talking. We need to move, we have already wasted too much time here. The wife asks should we also follow him. Left with no other option they decide to follow Hansu. Soon after they quietly follow him. Hansu stops to ask them that what are they trying to do here? Didn't you say you were never with us in the first place? So go ahead, we will take our own path. Such a fake lie, anyway it doesn't matter. Do as you please, since I will be fighting alone anyway. Hansu kills monsters left and right while moving forward. It's quite tough to be alone, but thanks to that my stats are in good shape. He then lets out his little buddy to eat runes, and he happily devours them. It was a wise choice to boost my resistance first. Thanks to this snake, fighting monsters here has become much easier. The family just looks at Hansu making food from the killed monsters. Look at him daddy, he is gradually growing stronger, he is incredible. The wife says that it's a relief that he is not interested in us. Calm down, it's not wise to intervene unnecessarily. Just being together as a family is a blessing from the gods, so we need to stay safe. Yes daddy, I understand. Hansu moves again, and they have to run in order to catch up to him. Where is he going now? He seems to be going into that dark tunnel. Hansu goes through the tunnel and sees light at other end. The family also follows him. Is this the destination? A lot of players have gathered here. We got here safely. We made it alive until this far. I am proud of both of you, good job. Glasses guy and average guy are shocked to see Hansu. He came back alive and in pretty good shape. The rumor that he fought the carnivorous beast alone must be true. Look at you losers, making such a noisy entrance after being late. Anyway, since you are the last ones, let's close the door. Now let's start the event in full scale. Welcome to the first floor dock, everyone. About 75 people are remaining, that's good. Thankfully, not too many casualties. This special event is a battle for tickets. Everyone receives a ticket. You will use these tickets to move from the current collapsing first floor island to another one. Of course, some islands are crawling with monster and surrounded by lava. But if luck is on your side, you might end up on a central or southern island brimming with treasures. But just going there wouldn't be fun, right? So, here are a few rules I have prepared for you all. First, only 3 people can board each boat, and you will need at least 3 tickets to do so. However, if 3 people use 3 tickets, they will be randomly scattered across different islands. It could be on the outskirts or at the center. If 2 people use 3 tickets, they can go together but can choose their destination. However, if one uses all 3 of his tickets, then they can go wherever they want. Hansu is just calm as ever. The island are collapsing from the outskirts, and the difficulty of each island varies greatly, so the more advantageous your position, the better, right? You can see maps for more details. There are about 30 minutes left until the first floor island collapses. There are a total of 25 boats placed around the crater. So shall we get started? You already know the drill, right? Survive by any means necessary, because it's more fun that way. Hansu already knows what will happen soon. People will be fighting like absolute wild beast for the tickets. This is going to be the start of the inevitable chaos. Someone calls out Kong Hansu's name. The family man bows down in front of him. I am begging you, Hansu, just this time, help me, no, help our family.